You don't want to come up, do you? All right, let's go live.
Yep. Okay. Well,
Try and get
here
in.
we are. Good morning, El Phoenix. Glad to see you're here. Welcome, everybody. Hey, JK. Good evening to you, too. I know you're over in the UK. But anyways, welcome to another edition of RJ's Lives. And we have our fantastic international panel tonight. As you can see, we have Stephen from Patty's Potato Peelers. We have Rick from Warthog. We have Tom from Knife Delights and Jack from Suburban Jack EDC. Welcome, guys.
Howdy, folks.
Yep.
Hello, everyone.
So we were just discussing all kinds of things as usual. Oh, you got back from church just in time? Well, good, El Phoenix. We'll try not to get the good shine off you from listening to this group. You know, hopefully it'll still be good. So, anyways, guys, welcome. And Mimo, yeah, our master moderator, Michael Morgan, is here. Hello, and thank you for showing up, Michael. And let's see, what do we got going on this week? Do you guys want to just jump into the topic, or do we have anything anybody wants to talk about first?
Well, I have a little bit of news that I would like to share.
Okay. Would you like to be full screen?
No, I'm fine the way I am. Fine the way I am. Further away, the better.
Hey, Pete.
As I said to Tom earlier, I could have bought a Buck 102, which you know is the knife that I want this year, fixed blade wise.
Yes.
One of my subs who I met about a year ago, he turned up at my caravan. He was driving, he lives in the other end of the country, and he drove to my caravan park because he'd seen it on my videos and drove round till he found a caravan that looked like mine. And came to the road. You wouldn't be Paddy, would you? And I says, yes. And I've been friendly with him ever since. He turns up every now and then at the caravan. Well, he turned up at my house the other day. He was staying in a hotel at the next town. And he rang up. He says, I was thinking of coming round. I wanted to buy a wee knife. And he says, come on ahead, come round, because he buys wee knives usually off me. And he came in. Him and his wife came in and the wife talked with Sally. Well, and he ended up, he bought nearly £300 worth of knives. Nice. So, which was fine. I sell them at a good price. There was nothing overpriced or anything. But he's called Norman. That's I won't give his second name away. But he bought these knives off me. So I actually sold my Pena. But although I loved the knife, I sold it to him. It was one of the knives and a couple of others. So I went on, you know, when you get money in your hand, and this was all cash sitting in my hand. But I thought, I'll go and have a wee look at the Buck 102s. Right. Well, I bought 3 completely different knives. One really expensive folding knife, a modern one, which cost me about 200. Then I bought a 70-pound locking knife. So no, I bought 2 locking knives. Go figure. One was 70 and one was 45 or something. So they'll be coming next week into the family of Anderson knives, and I didn't have enough money left to buy a Buck 102.
Good. No. You should have started with the Buck 102 and went from there.
I don't know whether anybody's like me, but you give me about 300 odd pound in my hand, I can spend that in about 20 minutes on knives that I've never looked at before. I have a list of knives I want, but not one of these knives I bought was something I'd looked for, so they were gone. And that's what I love about having a channel. I've just been a knife lover. You just go on it and just buy what you see. If it excites you, buy it. So
that's Patty. I've been after the Buck 113 for about 2 years now. And I keep saying to myself, I'm going to order one from the custom shop. And I get my money saved up. And about that time, I see something else on sale. RJ's got one and I don't.
Money quick.
Does it look like this, Tom?
Yeah.
I haven't seen one.
Hey, John from JO just checked in.
Yeah, we got a bunch of guys in the chat, and I'm so glad that you guys are all here.
So I know what you mean there, Stephen. It's funny how it works that way. I'm dead set on getting something, but there's always something else bright and shiny that pops up first.
Yeah. And do you want to know something that never bothers me? I just love the adventure.
I know.
That's right.
I bought some crap knives, though, when I bought them quickly. They look lovely in the little picture, and then I get them and I think, why the hell did I buy that?
Well, then you're on to the next.
Yeah, well, the hunt is the fun part, especially
exactly.
if you're really into traditionals, old vintage traditionals. I mean,
and the hunt is actually twice. Because Tom and I have talked about this. We'll go to antique stores and we'll find these old knives that look great, but then you take them home and then you start going online and researching them, and it's like you have that whole thrill of discovery again, because it's not just that you found it, but then you're finding out about the history of it. That's just so much fun. Oh, okay. We got John from Thrifty Kniffy is here. John from Ventures Outdoors. Ray from North Star Knife Reviews. Crispy Critter is here. We got all kinds of guys.
Crispy Critter. All right.
That's a great name, Crispy Critter. If I get another dog, it's been called Crispy Critter.
Well, RJ, I do have a request.
Yes, sir.
Well, so far I've reviewed a grapefruit knife.
Mm-hmm.
I reviewed a butter knife.
Yes.
I sharpened a plastic knife as requested. I'm running out of ideas. So for everyone in the chat, give me some ideas for another fun Knife Friday video.
The Victorinox orange peeler.
The Victorinox orange peeler. You got it. That'll be this week's Fun Knife Friday.
I've never seen anybody use that to peel an orange, and I would love to see what it's like.
Hello, True Budget EDC and Prepping is here, and I trust that your Pecos is still doing well. He got one of the Roper Pecos knives, which I like, and then Zen says try a corn knife, Tom.
What's that?
A corn knife. You're in Iowa. You should be able to find one.
Yeah.
You don't know how close to home that is, Patty. You just got bumped.
Way to go, my brother.
Hey, Mark.
I should say stole, but to be nice to my brother, appropriated the old corn knife that hung in our garage. And that thing, since about the 1960s, hung in that garage. The handle was kept on with black tape wrapped around it.
Right.
We must have had 3 or 4 corn knives. Yes, I did. I walked miles upon miles of beans and cut an awful lot of corn with a corn knife. I got that knife back. I've taken the handle off because I was going to put a new handle on it. And I was going to do a video on the corn knife. But now that somebody's requested it, I will do it. And then I'll do no. I tell you what. We'll do the orange one this Friday and the corn knife the following Friday.
There you go.
Do it that way.
Now you got a couple.
Now you got 2 weeks scheduled in.
I got 2 weeks.
I like to see that.
And
and then a melon tester even.
Mark Kaufman says, Patty, you have to try the Cold Steel Lucky one. It's amazing. He just got one and it's incredible. So put that on your list.
What's the corn knife, John asks?
What is a corn knife? It's a very long knife, somewhat looks like a machete. Here in Iowa,
pull the ears down, right?
What's that?
To pull the ears off, or slash
the
ears off the.
No, we grow corn and soybeans here in Iowa, and you rotate the crops every other year because the corn is very hard on the soil. So then, after the next year, they plant soybeans. It's a legume, and it helps put nitrogen back into the soil. Well, when you switch and you plant soybeans, you'll still have volunteer corn grow up that was planted from the year before that didn't seed the year before. So we literally used to walk down the bean rows, and you'd have to cut the corn and cut the weeds, and because when they combined the beans, they didn't want extra stuff in with the beans. They'd get docked in the price. So now they take care of all the weeds and that kind of stuff with spray herbicides. But it used to be, we used to walk beans. And I mean,
labor. Good old labor.
Yeah. Those roads went on for miles, it seemed like.
Zen Ali says they make a corn knife for cutting bunions off your feet.
There is that kind of corn knife also.
I've had this idea, as soon as I get a little more healthy, is I'm going to stop in. I drive by farmland on the way to Mom and Dad's house up in the thumb of Michigan. They live like 80 miles away. So One of these days, I'm going to stop in there and have a true farmer do a pocket dump if he doesn't shoot me on the way up the driveway. So, I mean, I might beat this whole cancer thing, but I might not make it. Might not make it through this idea that I have, and I'm going to try it a couple times. Don't nobody steal it. It's going to be the farmer's pocket dump.
The farmers or the ranchers.
I'll tell you what, I'll back you up on that. When you've done yours, I'll do an Irish farmer and see what he carries in his pocket.
Ah, good one.
Yeah,
Here you go.
At least you don't have to worry about getting shot.
Hey, this is Ireland.
Well, usually the farmers around here are pretty good. What they do is they just load salt, rock salt in their shotgun shells. And you get blasted with one of those, you will leave their property.
Yeah, and it actually goes through jeans into your buttocks. I have memories of the child.
I got hit when I was like 12 years old when we were stealing some pictures off the guy's tree. And it didn't feel too good.
A wee tip for Tom there. We were talking to a fella just before this started. You can get your corn from the Jolly Green Giant.
That's right.
And they make utensils to open up cans too.
Yeah,
that's right. Ho ho ho!
Any camp knife, any Victorinox, open up that can of corn.
Absolutely.
better believe it. Hey, Matt, good to see you.
What's everybody carrying today?
Oh, I thought you wouldn't ask. Front right pocket. We got. I'm not tired of this yet. This is just
that sheet is beautiful.
Vintage old timer 154, and John from Ventures Outdoors made a beautiful sheath. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yep.
Beautiful.
That's in the right pocket. And let's see what we got here. Just a budget neck blade that I like to use around the house. Got it off Amazon. Not carrying a lot. And then the other kind of went all frayed with this. Schrade Heritage Barlow. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yeah, that's nice.
So that's it for me. What else you guys got over there? I didn't decide to do the boot knife and the Bowie, but what you got there?
Oh, I got a cold steel.
Oh,
nice
well,
and shiny too.
That's a cold. Yep. This is I think the medium Voyager. And this is from, I think, like the late 90s. This is the original version of it.
That's sweet.
Pretty cool.
That is really nice.
I got this for, it was under $10 at a pawn shop here recently. And it is just like brand new. The only bad thing about it is this is the version that had the integrated pocket clip.
Uh-huh.
And the pocket clip broke off. But other than that, it looks brand new, unused.
You can just drop it in your pocket, no problem.
This is something interesting. Of course, it's a mid-lock, but it has like a soft one-third stop, if you will.
Right.
Push it there, and it stops there, and then you push it on in. So
gives you time to get your fingers out of the way.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone has any of the more modern recent versions of the Voyager. Of course, the handle has changed a little bit in its shape and that. But I'm just kind of curious if anyone else has one that has a little bit of a stop in it right there.
I would have to go look at mine, but I have that same knife. I don't remember that it has that feature.
And you can tell it's an early one because it was back when Cold Steel was having their knives made in Japan.
Yeah.
That looks like a lovely pocket dropper. That size looks perfect.
It's lightweight.
Oh yeah, those are great.
It has a Yeah, really good grip, really good handle shape, good ergonomics on it.
I don't.
Yeah, that looks very similar to like the Code 4 series.
Yeah.
Not the same size. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I've never even seen that before. Out of Cold Steel's catalog. But you said that was the 90s, right? Early 90s?
Yeah, probably late 90s. And
Yeah, late
RJ,
90s.
didn't you theorize that the reason they had that integrated pocket clip is someone had just come out with the pocket clip and they might have been worried about copyright?
I think Spyderco had
Spyderco,
the patent for the removable pocket clip, so they had an integrated one so that it didn't violate Spyderco's patent.
But of course the only problem is they broke off. That was pretty common, I guess.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Spyderco also had the integrated pocket knife on theirs.
Yeah. So did you want to go next, Jack?
Sure. Yeah, okay. I got.
Jack's gonna pull a Lynn Thompson impression. Right?
Out. Yeah. I got the Alox Pioneer X.
Nice.
So all the goodies that come in that, the scissors, the blade. I love the Pioneer X, like the Alox series. They come with a little bit more beef on the blades and the tools. So that definitely takes a beating. And then for the main carry, I got the Shaman, Spyderco Shaman. This is a knife center release with the S90V steel.
Nice.
And I added a Lynch Northwest carry clip on it. Haven't had a lot of pocket time with this one. I've been kind of waiting to switch out the handles on it, scales. But this was my first Shaman purchase, so definitely enjoying it.
See, I like that blade shape from Spyderco. They come up with some weird blade
shapes. I definitely enjoy Spyderco. I think they make some good stuff. They can be a little finicky when it comes to maintenance and taking them apart and stuff, getting used to them. I was just discussing this with someone last night. He's new to Spyderco, and it can be a little challenging if you're not used to the disassemblies and stuff. But this is definitely a worker knife, no doubt. So I got that. And then I got my other stuff here. It's the Art Company pocket organizer. And it's got the O-Light tail switch flashlight. And then got the Lynch Northwest mini pry bar, pry tool. And then this one here I've been really enjoying, which is the Apta series by Rough Rider. And that's got the VG10 blade on it with the micarta.
That's nice.
It is. I'll tell you what, this is only $30-something plus tax, depending where you get it. And this thing is quite the utility blade. Passes through material really, really nicely for a flat.
Is that a hollow grind or a flat grind?
It's a flat grind, but it's a very thin flat grind.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. I really enjoy this. I'm surprised it doesn't get more attention than it does. But
I think it's because of the Rough Rider Reserve sort of has, I think it's getting conflicting now. You have the cheaper Rough Rider, then you have these Apta series, and then you have Rough Rider Reserve. But my thing is, if you buy the Rough Rider Reserve in that pattern, you've no need to go down, if that makes any sense.
Sure.
Unless you like the older traditional one, which is the cheaper one.
Was it the Carbon series, RJ? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
I have the Half Hawk with the micarta, the black micarta.
Yeah, great knife.
And that knife is fantastic. I mean, you would think it would almost be a Rough Rider Reserve. So I have that one. I don't have it on me, but
right. I have the canoe from that series.
Well, I think I still got the work knife around here somewhere. But the $14 work knife is just as good, I think. I mean, the steel's not the same as the Rough Rider Reserve, but I mean,
sure. And
really, for that knife, there's no sense.
That one I just showed you, that VG10, you know, VG10 is a good steel. It really is.
Absolutely.
You know, I think it gets over. So many of these steels get overlooked because of the stuff coming out all the time and the innovation and stuff. But I tell you, you know,
I'll be honest, 14C28N and VG10 are very, very similar.
oh, they're fantastic
steels.
Super underrated even today.
Hey, Jerome, you're just in time. You're not late. You're just in time. We won't mark you tardy this time, but try to be here next time on time. Okay.
Thanks, Pete.
Give you a pass. Let me show you guys what I have today, which I think everyone will enjoy this. But I have, I've been carrying this slip that John from JO Ventures made. And this slip was gifted to me from Thrifty Kniffy, and it holds this sunfish from Rough Rider. So I've been carrying this big boy.
Go big or go home.
Yeah,
you better believe it. And it's just that's a wonderful knife, and you know, JO's work is just fantastic. But you know, you guys already know that.
Yeah,
but it's just a fantastic slip, and it fits well. And I've been carrying this case carbon series, the 1095 blade that Doom Crew Outdoors put me on this deal, and somebody was selling these for $25 on eBay, and they sold out, you know, the whole lot that they had. But it's just a fantastic knife. Really love it. It you know, nothing wrong with it at all. And the CS, like we were talking about on Case's website, it does say that it's 1095 carbon. And then I have the SMKW, which is actually stamped 1095 on the tang of the one blade. And I think that's what made it a SMKW exclusive, is this, that the tang marking is different. Because I went ahead and scientifically tested these. I tasted both blades. They taste exactly the same. So it's the same kind of steel. But I did it so you guys don't have to.
There.
But speaking of the APTA series, Jack was so awesome. He sent me a box, and it had this APTA. This is the copper one with the reverse tanto, or as I like to say, the modern spay blade on it. And it's just a wonderful knife. And the action on these things is just remarkable. And you can hear that.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
It does. I mean, what a fantastic knife. And I'd sat on the APTA series because I was like, yeah, you know, I don't know if I want it. Now I want to get more of them. So thanks for that, Jack.
Oh, you're welcome. I got to ask, RJ, now that you've had that in hand, did that blade surprise you on the thickness on the stock?
Yes, absolutely. I don't know if you guys can tell.
Oh, it's about 4 millimeter.
Probably. I don't know. I don't have a gauge for that handy. I'll have to check that in the review. But man, what a big blade! I mean, this is a big beefy slicer that has a nice pull on it, and I love the weight with the copper. That just makes it really nice. So definitely look for a review in depth coming up. The VG10, fantastic steel, like Jack was saying. You know, nothing wrong with VG10 at all. It's just a fantastic steel.
No, they've been using that back since the 80s.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and that's a good one. That's for sure. Okay.
All right, well, mine.
Yeah,
I've been carrying this knife about off and on for the last 2 weeks, and I haven't carried it much for a long time. It's the 940. This is an old one now. This is my one. I done a convex edge on this one years ago, and I just love this 940. And I don't sort of understand what the modern knife lovers, they have to have this super thin blade. I've cut cardboard with this for years, and it goes through it just fine. Just push a wee bit harder. It's not that. I don't understand the fuss. This is one of the best work knives I've ever had.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I like that. But then I've also got my wee traditional. It's my wee Ashley Harrison. It's the Easy Open in whiskey barrel wood.
Oh yeah,
this is just
that's nice.
It's fantastic little work knife. It's 01 tool steel, and it is just beautiful. And that cutout just fits my third finger perfectly, and it really gives you security in the knife. Beautiful knife.
Who made that, Patty?
That's Ashley Harrison.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's really nice, and he puts the 01 tool steel on it. But as Ashley will tell you, even the heat treatment, he doesn't take. You take that 01 tool steel up to 60, 61 easily, but he has them about 58 because he says it's easy to sharpen it in the field or wherever you are. There's no point having it rock hard and not be able to give it a quick strop even to bring it back. So he does that with most of his knives, and I do believe that 58 is hard enough for an 01 tool steel to work all day.
Yeah, I agree. I don't mind sharpening.
No,
as long as it's not a really hard steel and you're sitting there for 2 hours and you still ain't got it.
I strop this at the end of my very hard working days, which is maybe cut the newspaper up and a fish packet, and I've never done anything but strop it, and it cuts steak beautifully.
Nice. Yep. Tom is our master sharpener. So, I mean,
I want to get onto that.
Just wait, Rick, till you have to sharpen a plastic knife.
I'm going to have to dig back on that one. How long ago did you do that one?
Oh, it was last Friday, my last Fun Knife Friday video.
All right. Well, because, I did a review on a plastic knife from the hospital. Yeah. I was missing my collection bad. I actually had my little brother go snatch up a few and sneak them in the hospital just so I could,
The
but you know when you're an expert sharpener because Tom picked a serrated edge to sharpen flat.
That's right.
And that was classy.
You have a keen eye there, Stephen. Very keen eye.
Yeah, we'll see a Doom Crew. He had to leave. And J.O. Ventures says, "You can do it, Tommy."
Yeah, there's a little bit of parody in there. I got Stephen and Jersey Knife Guy, Thrifty Kniffy, Freedom Frog Gear. Did I miss anyone?
Clint
Eastwood. Yeah. So, yeah.
Got lots in there.
Yeah, he's got a lot of voices in his head.
It's all about the voices in my head. That's right.
Yeah, and people say that's a bad thing. What rubbish.
Exactly.
What rubbish?
He's always got his friends with him.
Yeah, Stephen.
Always got someone to talk to, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, whenever I want to talk to Stephen, he's right there. and when I want to know what time it is and what the weather is in New Jersey, I got Pete up there.
It's true. It's true. Very much so.
Anybody get any new knives this week?
Well, I'll give a preview.
Sure.
In the box still. Buck quality. And you guys all know Slick Slicer, right? I made a trade with him to get the smaller Buck Barlow. I just picked this one up. Nice. This is the Granddaddy. Nice. These were made by Camillus. And they're quite hard to obtain.
Yeah, they are.
Very
and nice. The ones with the yellow synthetic are even harder to find. They also did them in a black synthetic. But, we're going to talk about that one day. I have to wait for somehow the trade that I made is stuck at Heathrow. But it'll get here sooner or later. I've learned patience, so we'll just wait for that.
I was telling Tom, you see, before Christmas and up till now, our postal workers have been on strike. They do spot checks, strikes, and it has wrecked the postage. It's so many people sent abroad are just losing their knives. It's a nightmare.
Really? Okay.
And they still haven't stopped.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what Slick said. There's something going on with the Royal Mail. So
Yeah, it's just, and I'm not frightened. You know where you're going to send somebody a nice knife. If you send it and you lose it, you don't get that back. It's gone.
No.
Money's not going to replace whatever you send. And I'm so frightened of doing that. And not the money. The money really doesn't matter. The knife's not expensive, but it's losing that knife that you can't replace.
You know,
Right.
Stephen, and I know a lot of other channels have talked about this too, but we have a giveaway, and we really wish we could, send them anywhere in the world. But it's like there's just too many of these knives, and you invest in a good knife or a special knife, and you mail it, and then it, like you said, even if you get a claim and you get your money back, you don't get that knife back.
No.
And it's just a shame that we can't include everybody in these giveaways, but it's gotten to be such a problem.
Yeah, I tend to do one or two a year where I make it worldwide because they're the special knives, and then I pay the extra money to make sure they get there. But the rest of the time, I just keep it local now because it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
It ends up costing more than what the knife does a lot of the time.
It does, yeah.
Right.
And I don't mind paying the little extra in postage. It's not the amount of money. It's just the fact that it disappears and then you're out the knife.
Sure.
It's a vintage knife you can't replace. That's
right.
the bit that gets me.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, that makes it even worse.
Uh-huh.
Well, I guess we can go ahead and switch to our topic, our question of the week, which was actually provided by Tom, which was I thought an excellent question. But he said, and this will be easy for you, Stephen, because I don't think you shop at the same place as we do. But he said, besides
my mommy doesn't allow me to.
Yeah, he said, besides SMKW, where do you guys buy knives online? So I just thought, we could talk about that because maybe, the guys in the chat will have some good answers for that also, but then we can talk about our experiences too. But besides SMKW, I buy knives off of eBay, and I buy knives at some of the different knife manufacturers like ABKT, which is your Roper Knives and American Buffalo Knife and Tool. And Mimo already put up the code, but I do have a code there, RJS, and you can get 20% off of their knives, anything on their website. So I shop there. I shop at Buck. I shop at Shepherd Hills for case knives and stuff. So I have bought from Blade HQ before. I never have done Chicago Knife Works or White Mountain Knives, but
yeah, those are both solid stores for sure.
Yeah, go ahead, guys. Where do you guys shop?
Well, for me, for Boker exclusively, I go overseas. I order from a place called My Good Knife, and that's in just outside of Helsinki, Finland. In fact, I just picked up. Let's see if we check this one out.
Let me bring it up.
Boker Castleberg, and this is 130 euro. But if you try and get it here in America, you're talking $220. And this is the 01 carbon tool steel. So I'll go to that for Boker, and then for vintage stuff, pretty much eBay. But I think my favorite for new knives is DLT Trading, just because they got the reward system, and they have a pretty big stock of anything you can get at SMKW except their exclusives. You'll find at DLT. And I have, RJ, I've tried, what was the one? Chicago Knife Works. And they're pretty good. I mean, they're shipping, they process the orders and get stuff out to you really quick. Of course, Copper and Clad and Buck Knives for the Buck stuff.
Yeah.
I have no problem shopping around. I'm kind of like Pete, if Pete's still in there. I know Pete had a lot of issues with SMKW. You order it and you don't get no tracking number, nothing for a week. I mean, it'll take them 5 days just to process the order. And then when you get it, I've had a lot of, especially on the budget blades, like if I do marbles or Rough Rider from them, that they're, you expect some flaws because it's a budget knife, but when you get a knife that opens but then won't close, that's an issue, because then you got to go through the whole return process, even though they're paying for it. It still just seems to be a pain. So I get all that stuff off BLT or Chicago Knife Works pretty much, unless it's an exclusive, then it's SMKW.
Right.
But they're, kind of scared about how big they are. I mean, they're pretty much a monopoly now. They have their own knife brands. You guys know the new Queen cutlery, it's the SMKW. So,
and marbles too.
Yeah, they got the marbles named. So
yeah.
I don't know. That's about all you can really do. Is if you like a knife enough, you will hunt for it. I mean,
right.
I always look around and try and find the cheapest price. I mean, I'm sure everyone does that. Of course. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'll just say everywhere.
Yeah, wherever they have it.
Especially eBay. But I do like to shop overseas too. I mean, I don't know if you guys heard of Lamnia. I think that was in Sweden. I bought a couple Taylor's Eyewitness from them. And then you also have the famous Sheffield shop. I don't know if that's correct, but for us here in the States, it's hard to get the UK made knives. So it's kind of good to have friends. I've had Slick help me out, and you guys all know Taz. Andy King's helped me out quite a bit as far as tracking down UK made knives.
Yeah, it's always good to have a little help from your friends, as the song goes.
Yeah,
that's for sure. So what about you, Tom? Where are you?
Well, I like to buy at SMKW if, like, they have $100, over $100 free shipping, and the knife I want is around $60 or $70, and they have another knife that's $30 or $40 that I want. I'll order that from them so I can tack on the second knife and get the free shipping. That is the one nice thing about that big store. However, I've had good luck with places like East Texas Hardware as far as case knives. And I was trying to think, there was one other store. It was a Western wear store that came up in the search results. And that's where I found one of my case Ictus Shield knives. Everyone else was out of them. So I've learned to use different search engines, for one.
Yeah.
And like with case knife dealerships, there's a lot of hardware stores and stuff still out there that may still have a model that the big stores may not have. So it never hurts. And of course, I do shop at Shepherd Hills,
Yeah, their shipping is like $50. Anything over 50, they'll ship free. 49, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
Shepherd Hills, Rick mentioned Copper and Clad. They've gotten a few of my dollars because they do come out with some nice, like, exclusives or limited run type knives in buck. So, that's pretty much. And then I guess I bought some from, was that Knife Center, but I haven't bought from them for quite a while. But and then just every now and then, just kind of the common places everyone else does.
Right. I mean, how about you, Jack?
Yeah, you guys have mentioned a few, like Tom just said, Knife Center. I really like Knife Center, but I find with Knife Center, they'll take a lot of pre-orders when you could be waiting a long time to receive some of their stuff. I've had to cancel quite a few, just waiting. And but their selection I think is really good, and sometimes they have some good deals. But I like DLT trading also, like Rick said. They do have a good point system. They don't have the best sales, in my opinion.
Really?
As far as availability, like Blade HQ might have a lot of clearance sales and stuff like that at SMKW. I definitely SMKW.
Yeah.
Really like DLT because, well, they have they do pre-orders for Bark River knives for one,
right,
which is awesome. And I've had really good shipping experience with them guys. What's another one? Well, definitely Blade HQ. I can't deny that one. I've had pretty good experiences with them guys.
Big Red EDC mentioned traditional pocket knives.
Yep.
Yes.
That's
C. Wisner. Yep. I like buying through them. Another one to mention, especially of late, he's adding a lot of new stuff, is Blue Creek Knives.
Yes.
There you go.
Really, really good small business. Really cares about his customers. So you guys should, anybody in the chat listening, definitely check out Blue Creek Knives because he's really humble guy and has a lot of really good options between traditional pocket knives and modern pocket knives. So definitely check him out.
Yep. Hi, Casey. I'm glad that you're listening on Sundays while you're running errands and stuff. It actually means a lot to me that you take the time to listen to all of us, for your Sunday entertainment. I appreciate that and appreciate you. And I hope everything's going well with your pinion knives. Yes, and Gary, the Last Ranger, says White Mountain Knives always has free shipping. He also has a code for 10% off and no taxes. Because he hates paying taxes, and I agree with you, brother.
I'm going to check that one out.
I've used White Mountain Knives.
And then
yep.
Gizmo asked if any of us attend local knife collector shows, and they don't really have any knife-centric shows in my area. They usually have gun shows, and there's knife tables that are in there, but there's not like one that's just a knife show, but that may be different in different areas. So
we don't.
We used to have them here. We don't have them anymore. They closed them down for some reason, but we had what was called a Gibraltar Trade Center, and they would have tables, gun and knife show. And that's actually where I kind of fell in love with the Parker brand, Parker Frost. I mean, you would have tables because that was back in the 80s where they were actually new knives. And it was different than, your standard Imperial. It was a little more quality, but it was still they weren't as expensive as a case. So you could burn and turn them pretty quick. And, pretty good materials, and you had the Japanese steel, which is always good. So,
yeah, that's for sure.
But I don't know any place close that has these big SHOT Shows, and I mean, I would have to either go to Atlanta or Vegas, or I don't know exactly where they're all at, but
I think they have one on the West Coast. They also do one in Texas, and they do Atlanta as the big show. And I don't know if they do Vegas every year or not. I think they move around. Like the Western show, that like one time it was in Long Beach, which was close to me, and I wanted to go, but then COVID hit, and then that was a big mess. And then they were in Salt Lake City just this last summer, I think. But anyways, what do you have over there, Stephen, for in the UK? Where do you shop at?
Well, it's a smaller place, so we have very few really good knife stores. No stores, it's mostly all online. You can buy sack knives at certain outdoor stores and things like that. But again, they're so expensive. When you get into a store like that, it's exclusive. It's the only knives they've got, so they can basically charge what they want. But I would use Heine Haynes, and I've started more and more using a place called Moonraker Knives, which is run by this lovely old couple. I don't know whether they have I think they must have a store, but they're a right age now, but they're good. Their postage is fairly good. But mostly when I'm buying knives, especially the likes of GEC and traditional knives, I go on the forums, because eBay over here, you can't buy slip joints. They just don't sell knives on eBay anymore. And Etsy, about a year ago, they've made it nearly impossible for the dealers to sell knives on Etsy anymore. And that's where I used to shop for my old vintage knives. So I'm really stuck now. I have nowhere really. GECs again, I'll go for Mike's Knives. He's the only GEC dealer in the UK. And he maybe only gets a handful of whatever the new model is. Sometimes you'll get 6 of them. Sometimes you'll get a dozen. You know, it depends what the model is. So, yeah, and you're on I put your name down and hopefully you get picked on that when it's first there, first served. Where else would I go? I'll try a couple of the European knife ones. But the trouble is on the mainland, you're getting charged the import tax. Thankfully, at the minute, Northern Ireland is still clinging on to a wee bit of European. So we don't have to pay the import tax when it comes through us. So it costs about £8 to get it delivered from Europe, which is, I could suck that up. There's not a problem because of no import tax. But it is a lot of it with friends. And like I'm a member of the slip joint. What do you call it? Not YouTube, the other one. What do you call it? Facebook. Facebook groups, and there's a couple of good groups in there that when they resell knives, they resell them at the price that they paid for them. They're not putting inflated prices on. And if you want that sort of thing, don't come to the group because nobody's going to buy your knife at an inflated price. So that's it's more hunting, I think, over here. I'm very envious of eBay and Etsy over in the States. I would spend days on them if I could.
Yeah, that's another one. Like he said, eBay. I've been especially looking for traditional knives or used stuff that you know, hard collector stuff. Definitely.
Yeah. And Amazon too. Amazon has a pretty good selection of knives. You can get all kinds of stuff there.
They do. One thing about Amazon though is you got to really pay attention to the seller who's selling it.
That's for sure.
Yeah, and you know, if there's something you're not sure of on there, they will really price gouge a lot of the stuff, especially like Benchmade and some of the others.
Yes.
Another place that doesn't really gouge is AAPK. If anyone's bought all about pocket knives, you can find some pretty good prices. And actually, for all you people out there that are looking for UK knives, go to AAPK, allaboutpocketknives.com, and look for a guy named James and Company. He's got Ettricks, he's got Barlow's, and most of them are Arthur Wright. Which, I mean, with Arthur Wright, unless you get the custom from Ashley Harrison, it's a bit of a gamble on what you're going to get as far as quality. But they have gotten a lot better. But the prices, I mean, you can't beat them. If you go there and look, say you just want a Arthur Wright Barlow, stag, wood handle. He's got ebony. In fact, I was just looking over there because I may get another Barlow. But that's Stephen.
That's an Arthur Wright.
About
let me
£38 for that Barlow, and it's beautiful.
It's a good looking knife there, Stephen.
Yeah, let me bring.
But you're right. Sometimes you'll get ones from there that are maybe got a wee bit of fit and finish issues, like a wee bit of gapping or something. But these were made just as working knives.
Exactly.
They've got a good, strong backspring. They're just a fantastic working knife for £30-odd.
Hey, a lot of the guys in the chat were saying Tractor Supply. I didn't know that they had a good knife selection.
I was going to tell you because I saw that in the chat also.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you're with your knife, buddy.
No, I'm sharpening your knife, dear.
No.
Last Ranger, yes, I do, and I will be sending some out soon.
Jersey.
I'm sorry, I just because Last Ranger asked me a question if I had any stickers left, and I do. He was the one that designed them. I kind of gave him an idea of what I wanted, but he's definitely going to get a sticker. I still probably have at least 70 left, so soon I'll be asking people to send emails in, and then I'll send them out. No price, just a free gift for all the support that I got through my troubling times, I guess you could say. But
yes, sir. Anyways,
Sure.
back to Tractor Supply. I do go to Tractor Supply, and they have a pretty good knife selection. They do have a lot of Case, Gerbers, Leathermans, a lot of old timers and Schrade knives and stuff. You can find all those there, and they usually have knives in their bargain bin up in the front, where they have a bunch of hand tools and stuff like that. Always take a look in there because there's always tons of machetes and all kinds of other stuff that's there. And I look around now. Their prices are not always great, like on the Case knives, but they do have some exclusives. They have some from Case that have an exclusive Tractor Supply shield. So that shield, it looks like a little barn, and then the doors have the XX on them. Jersey Pete has shown that one. I want to get one of those, but they're kind of pricey. They run those about $85 now, because I was just looking to see how much they were. They also had a Trapper with an exclusive covers that are Old Glory along the side. Really pretty knife, but they want like $109 for it. And so, that's the whole thing, is that, you had to look and see, but they're pretty much close to MSRP on stuff like that. So
that's cool. They just built one down the street from me, so I'm definitely going down there.
Yes, sir, John from JO Ventures. That's Tractor Supply.
Yeah, we have a lot of farm supply stores under various names. Being here in the middle of farm country, so a lot of those stores will have, some of them, kind of a nice little selection. We don't have any actual knife stores in the area. They're kind of hard to find. As far as gatherings, I guess the closest one I can think of would be down in the Ozarks. I think Shepherd Hills has a big annual get-together or something like that every summer, but I've never made it down to one of those.
I like Jeroen's quote for you today, Tom. Oh,
Yeah.
You're with your knife buddies again, Mrs.
Yeah.
Knife Buddies.
That's right. She was supposed to scream it out, but she was a little timid.
Well, you don't have to be shy around us. But speaking about Knife Buddies, I don't know if he's watching or not, but I looked on Instagram this morning, and Swamp Yankee was talking about this knife, which is the Rosecraft, the Clinch River Swayback. These are back in stock at Rosecraft. So if you missed the first run, they do have these back in stock. And he was asking about a slip that didn't cost a whole lot that could fit in it. And this is the Rough Rider large slip, and it fits in that just perfect. So if you wanted to carry one of those, you can. But they're really a good knife if you like this design, and they are back in stock. So if you missed the first run,
I have to touch on this one, RJ, because
yes, sir.
I'm a big fan of the Rosecraft traditional blades. They're really cool.
Yep, I agree.
Definitely pick some of those up because they probably won't last.
No, they probably won't. Thanks, Dean. Thanks for stopping by. He had to leave. And yes, Bluminati, Ace Hardware usually has, depending on which one. Some of ours are actually they're listed as Case dealers, and you can see on the Case website where all the dealers are set, and so they'll have a good display. We have one here in our town that's got a good selection of knives. They have Case, Buck, and Victorinox, and just a whole bunch of stuff, but usually a lot of good knives there. And Gary from The Last Ranger said his code for White Mountain knives is TLR10. So that'll save you 10% off. So.
Yeah, White Mountain Knives is a good place to shop, guys, for sure, if you haven't checked them out. Like
I think I've gotten one from them, but I'm going to have to look into that more now that free shipping on everything and no tax. Hey,
they carry quite a few exclusives also. A lot of stuff like that.
Love them knives. I've been with them for years and promoted them for years. So
Yeah.
If Love Them Knives uses them and likes them, they're pretty good.
Yes. Big J, that was on the Rosecraft site that the Clinch River was back in stock. So definitely give those a look. Most everybody loves that knife. I know I do. I think it's a great knife. Yeah, Jero, and I agree. If I only had a time machine, that would be great. Yeah, I agree, Gary. Gary said Rosecraft should kind of give up on their modern and stick to traditional. He likes the traditionals 200% over the modern. But I do like the Mohawk. That one is pretty cool.
They do have a few good modern ones, but
Yeah,
the traditionals by far surpass the cool factor, in my opinion.
Yeah, and this has a good action on it, so you know it's definitely.
Don't forget the designer of most of their knives, their traditional knives, will be Andy, who worked for that big knife company, Smoky Mountain.
Yes, he did.
So the only trouble that I find with Andy's designs, when he does the double-bladed ones or multi-bladed, they're very fat and heavy. Most of his designs are quite heavy. Well, that one is about the one. I like that one that you've got, probably the best out of them all.
Yeah, all the ones that he's doing for Rosecraft, I'm pretty sure they're all single blade traditionals. I don't think he has any double blade.
Got one, the other one that's definitely This one, I'm telling you, man, this is a cool one.
I like that blade better than the design he done for Smoky Mountain.
Yeah, I agree with that too, Stephen. I think that looks better than the one he did for Smoky Mountain.
Yeah, they're phenomenal. I mean, for the price,
beautiful knife.
If GEC was making these would be ridiculously priced.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not going to go there.
But yeah, this I'm really impressed with this one. I mean, each time they come out, like Gary said, they're so good. Each time they come out with another one, I keep thinking, man, they just keep getting better and better. And
that does look beautiful, I have to say. It really does.
Yeah, I mean, the bone handle, the covers, the blade shape, the grind. He's definitely knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, he refined that design for sure. Yeah. And that's the thing. I think with the Rough Rider Reserve that he designed, Patty, what he had done is made each blade run on its own set of washers. And so that's why the knives were, thicker and heavier, because they all had their own separate, washers and stuff, which I don't think they needed that in particular. Let me see.
There's two of the best knives, I think. Budget knives. This is a Rough Rider Reserve. Them two, the Barlow and the Warncliffe, are just absolutely fantastic. They're not too thick. Yeah. They're just super knives, and he designed these as well, I believe.
Yes, those are two of my favorite.
Sure. Single blade knives are absolutely. I have no problems with single blade knives whatsoever. They're always good.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay.
I've always been a fan of double blade Barlows, just because where I was working, the pen blade was crucial to what I was doing. So
yeah.
Sorry guys. This is the other one. Since we had the other two out, I figured I'd show the other one.
That one's sweet too. I'm gonna have to pick me up one of those. Maybe
that's the Appalachian Jack, right?
Yeah, and it's a really, really good blade. It's got a real strong pull on it. That's something I love about these two.
Yeah. Single blade again. Yeah, beautiful.
Just if anybody's curious about the tip on this for the pry, it's considered a pry, but it's pretty thick. So
yeah,
you could actually grind that off if you didn't really like it. It is part of the it's actually part of the spring. I don't know if you can see.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's so smooth. I mean, it's hard to tell with the lack of light here, but yeah.
Yeah, it's some good fit there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. And just the quality is just exceptional. Anybody that's purchased these can pretty much vouch for it. So there's that one.
Yeah, the Rosecraft is really doing a fantastic job. And I agree. John from JO Ventures said that, he's noticed that there's a lot more semi-budget, excellent traditional knife models out there. And I agree with that. I think for really, you're looking at from $50 and less, you can get into a really excellent slip joint. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
I think they are making it really good.
I would also add that traditionals are on a massive comeback, I think. Although now with the economy, it's kind of slowing down. But,
right.
I give Rough Rider the credit for that. And DEC, everyone. I mean, there was a time when you could go to traditional pocket knives and pick up any GEC you wanted.
Right.
Without any weight, and then all of a sudden you got the big rush. But before that, Rough Rider was bringing back the traditionals, and of course the people that show them on YouTube, Steven, Tobias, you guys, me. There's a lot of interest in traditionals for the younger folks. I noticed when you look at the analytics, when I first started uploading videos, I had no viewers that were under 50. And now the 30 to 40 range, even into the 20, people are interested in traditionals now. So, and yeah, it looks like Rosecraft is, keeping up with that right now. And I hope these people are making money. So... Because, there was a time there in the early 2000s, especially like with Queen, everyone was going out of business. And the ones that did stay moved all their stuff out to China to be produced. So,
yeah, that's true. Well, I had a request here. I guess Pretty Fly wanted to see the Zombie Nick knife. So let me show that real quick. These are still available. You might have to go hunt around for them, but they're at Smoky Mountain Knife Works originally, because this is a Rough Rider. But it's really kind of cool. Here's the shield on it. So you got the little Zombie Nick character on there, and it's kind of a zombie green for the synthetic scales. And this does not have any kind of markings on the bolster, so you don't have the R on there. And then you do have an etch on the blade. So of course it's going to show as a mirror image on here, but it says Zombie Nick, and it has the little zombie head on there. And then
that's the right way around. It's showing it okay.
Oh, okay.
You can still find those on eBay for anyone interested.
And then it's got his little slogan there that friends don't let friends eat friends, which is always good advice. Goes along with you can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose. Stuff like that. So
here, can I show this here again? I showed you guys earlier.
Absolutely. Let me bring that up.
Because you're getting a lot of people talking about they just like the single blade slip joints. But here, maybe this might change your mind. This here,
okay,
if you could bring it up, this is a Schrade Heritage Barlow. You would have to find this on eBay. I paid $60 for it, which I mean is right around a case range.
Right.
But you will see it's a double blade.
Is that in D2, Rick?
No, this is because it was made in the 80s.
All right.
But there's a pretty sweet looking clip point. And then there's your little pen blade. And I mean, you can get a lot of work done. I've worked in electronics all my life. So sometimes you need a little blade to get in them tight spaces to do your work.
That's for sure.
So, I mean, it's just an option. You can get some fine looking pieces with two blades. Although there is, I mean, there's something to be said with a single blade Barlow. I mean, it's sleek and sleek and exciting, I guess you could say.
You got this one, Rick. This is the GEC, the new little Barlow. This is the bunny knife.
Oh yeah, I got one of those. I joined blade forums just to get that.
Absolutely beautiful knife.
Thanks
I'm normally a
Ryan Shore Sharp 83 who kind of
yeah.
gave me a hint that they were coming out. So, but yeah, no, that's a beautiful knife. I seen your video and you weren't too impressed with the etch. Neither am I. I mean, they could have put it in a script font or something, but
yeah, it's just it's nearly like childlike. It makes it look very childish.
No, I think there is an imitation of a boy's knife. You know, first starting.
Well, I have to say I'm enjoying it. I was always a single bladed Barlow, but I'm really enjoying that one now. I have to say.
There's a lot of use for a pen blade.
Oh, sure.
Stephen?
Yes,
Steve G put a comment up here. I think it's directed towards you. It says, "Friends don't let friends spay friends."
There you go.
I'm the spay lover. I love a spay blade.
I was watching Williams Knife Life the other day, and he had some of those great big, like display model knife. He had I think it was a trapper with a great big old spay blade, and I thought that's what Patty needs.
I get this out every chance I can. The Remington bullet knife, the big one, and the spay blade on this is it's just. Tell me, how can you not like that spay blade? That is a super blade. A lovely old Remington bullet knife.
Yeah, I got used to them because RJ got me hooked on two-bladed trappers now. Thanks, RJ.
And Stephen got me started on the single-bladed Barlows. I have that Barlow that he so kindly sent me. Hello, Jake.
It's like COVID. Once you start, you started.
Exactly. Now it's like one of my favorite things. I have exactly 3 Barlows now, and I need to get some more. But this is a beautiful Taylor's Eyewitness. Just a fantastic blade, and still one of the most awesome actions.
Best clip point on a Barlow ever.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I can hear that snap all the way over here.
Oh yeah, yeah. How's that for an action? I mean,
oh yeah,
that's just perfect.
That's a knife that's under 30 pounds, and it was made just to be a work knife. You know,
it's an excellent work knife.
Amazing knife.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Mark Herrera says he's still looking for a Zippo case, smooth natural bone trapper, single blade. Oh, speaking of trappers, let me bring my screen back up again because Jeroen is here, and he was talking about that he hasn't seen many white bone trappers. Where did I put that knife? Darn it. I had it just over here. Now I can't find it. What? How can I lose a knife when I have it right here on the table? I don't remember. Oh well. Oh, I have one, but if I find it, I'll show it. That's the problem with live shows sometimes.
I might be able to save you.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, because I had a Rough Rider. Maybe I thought I grabbed it, but maybe I didn't. I'm trying to think. Let's see. I put a case back in the sheath, and then I got a couple of different Rough Riders, and my goodness, I must have put it somewhere that I can't find it. But yeah,
it's right in front of you. That's why you can't find it.
Here's one I got to show you guys. Do a video on this later, but it's not what I'm looking for. It just came up. It's the old gold glitter pocket hunter.
Oh yeah, Yeah, that's cool.
Is that the Friday night with the funny boys?
Yeah. Yeah, I like me wee knives. I love me wee knives. Yeah, I had a Parker in white bone, Parker Trapper.
Well, let me go step away for a second. Rick,
Is it just me, or is anybody else getting excited to see Rick's workstation? You've always seen it close up, but just to see this now, it's fantastic.
And I have a Shat Morgan and a, check out this one here. This is a GEC Trapper white bone.
Oh, yeah. I got it. Now I left it on the table in the other room, Jeroen, so you can
Find
see
it? Okay.
It's not a single blade, it's a double blade. But he just said he was talking about that. Yeah. Oh boy.
I think everyone's a big fan of smooth white bone.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, definitely here.
Okay, so here you go. This is the older Rough Rider. So this has no big R on the bolsters, and it's just a really nice smooth white bone. And it only has the single nail nicks on the main blade, none of the double nail nicks, which I don't know why they put a double nail nick on a blade. It's not needed. You know, a single nail nick is fine, but really nice. This one does not have half stops, so it's more like a case trapper, but just a really nice smooth white bone. So definitely wanted to show Jeroen that. Yes, Thrifty is talking about the Roper Tumbleweed. That is a really nice white smooth bone on that too. If you like a sodbuster style knife that basically it's a locking knife, that's really good. Let's see what you got there, Tom.
This is it's a case white bone. That's one Mrs. Knife Delight's got for me. Says husband on it.
Yeah, I like that.
My name engraved on it. So yeah. So there's that one, white bone. And then while I got the camera here, Gizmo said he wanted to see the Panama Trapper.
Oh yeah,
it's not it's not in white bone, but it's the purple curly maple. So this is the Panama Trapper.
That's a big knife, isn't it?
There's a comparison in size.
Yeah.
I'll fold this up here. As Jerome knows, I can't see through my hands, so I have to do this just right. There you go. There's a size comparison.
It's a big difference.
And it comes with doesn't come with a spade blade. Sorry to disappoint you, Stephen, but comes with that really, really, really big drop point.
That's nice, though. I like the shape of that. There's like a dip on the top as well, isn't there?
Yeah, it is. Yep. It curves up
nice
just
shape.
a little bit. Yep. Kind of a modified drop point, I guess. So
lovely.
Jeroen remembers. I can't see through my hands. 2022. That is awesome. And maybe you guys, Patty or Rick, can answer this because
lost the sound. Hello.
There you are. There's a wee quick one. This is a lovely white one. This is a George Wilson home. This is an older model. I just got this one.
That he would like to have.
I'll do
I
it
love
later.
the Winston homes.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
Got a couple people frozen there. Tom, you all right?
I'm doing good.
Oh, okay.
There's some people
Oh,
frozen.
every time you walk past Tom, you have to check his pulse. He always looks like he's gone.
I'm listening to the.
RJ's
listening to the
something going
voices
on
in
with
my head.
RJ's box. It's a kind of Brady bunch.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
RJ's gone punk.
Exactly.
What you
Going back
listening to, RJ?
I'm going back to my roots.
All we need is Marsha Brady for the 6 box.
There you go.
So are we just sticking with any pattern with white bone?
If you want to, sure.
I have to dig around. I got a couple more, I think.
Here's a question.
If I remove myself and put myself, let me see if that fixes it.
Here's a little question. Have any of you ever bought a 2-bladed jackknife that had different type of blades than the normal, like a normal trapper or like a pen blade and a clip blade? Have you ever bought 2 and you found it difficult to adjust to looking at something that's different than usual? And the reason I'm going to say that, there's one there. This was our club knife last year in the slip joint collectors. You have a crocodile, or it's not a crocodile, it's an alligator. Beautiful shield, absolutely cracking.
Oh yeah, it's the 81 pattern, right? I think.
This is the, hang on, see, black glasses. Let me just see. I don't think it's 80. This is the 88.
88, that's it. Yeah, with the ace of spades is the other one.
Yeah.
Yeti.
But you have like a long Turkish clip and you have a lamb's foot. And it's such an unusual combination. And I can't decide whether I love it or I hate it. And I've had it a year now. It's such a different look for a jackknife.
I don't know if I've shown this one here, but this is the one I was looking for. It's a from the 80s, a Parker. Let's see. Gotta get used to where this camera is.
Yeah.
RJ's left us.
No, I'm still here. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, why I just have a green screen.
Woohoo! Have fun
There's
now.
the etch.
Yeah.
Party on, guys.
That's it.
We're going. We're taking care of it. And there's your spade blade.
Hey.
So
hold it back a wee bit, Rick. That's better.
You see that beautiful bone? It's actually a smooth Appaloosa bone, which is pretty much a smooth white bone. But I find them to be beautiful myself. I know a lot of people have had problems with Parker and Frost, but I haven't. So I'll continue to collect them.
I got one this year.
This is a marbles.
It's no match for the Shat and Morgan, of course, but it's a nice trapper nonetheless.
I got this marbles sunfish here in the white bone.
Nice.
And I've had a couple of their canoes with white bone, but I keep giving them away. I think I bought 2 or 3 of them and gave them away. But someday I'm going to get a marbles canoe and keep it for myself.
What's everybody's favorite pattern? I'll go first, Barlow. I think you guys knew that.
My favorite pattern is whichever one I'm holding in my hand at the time.
Yeah, see, it's hard to pick.
Yeah, that's very hard.
Yeah, it's very hard, Barlow.
I knew Stephen would be on me or with me on that one.
It's doubly hard with trappers for me.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to change that to not just a Barlow, but I love a single-bladed clip point is my favorite. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Barlow. Like, it could be one like that, which is beautiful. Oh, there we go. You know, a single bladed clip point that's got a bolster and an end cap on it. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, I'd have to say the single bladed myself.
Jack, what's your favorite locking blade then?
Oh man, favorite locking blade.
Let me guys show you a clip point.
I have to think about that there, Steven.
Think about it.
Okay, let me get you off of the single. Okay, Gizmo wants to see my CJRB bolt lock model, but unfortunately, I don't know what's going on with the stream here. I cannot see what's going on. Tom is not showing on my screen.
I'm here.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
I got everybody except RJ's green, just a green.
Yeah, that's all I have on mine is just a green screen. I don't know what's going on with the
RJ, I've never seen you looking so good.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you. You know what? I think I have more people watching now than we had before.
Are you really there, or is this another voice in my head?
You know, it very well could be. It very well
could be.
There he
Here
is.
so the wife
Nope.
might figure out a way how to green screen you in real life.
There's a gunstock trapper, Rick, from Shatton Morgan.
Oh, that's
You like
nice.
that one?
Very nice.
Yes.
That's the Shatton Morgan gunstock trapper. Just beautiful.
Yeah, I just have the gun stock single blade. This is my favorite gun stock, though, which you guys will see why. Look at the cap on there.
It's beautiful.
It's a pretty price, though, but
Gorgeous.
very rare.
That's a nice looking blade.
$10.95. ATS 34 steel.
You were talking Parker Frost.
Parker Frost, yes.
You were talking Parker Frost, Rick, and I just got this is my first muskrat. I showed this last week. This is my first Parker Frost. This is the muskrat.
Yes.
And it's got the Parker Frost symbol on there. I really, really love this. Really love it. First muskrat, and I'll definitely have more.
So, RJ, you can see all of us?
I can see all of you, and you guys can hear me, but I don't know where. I tried disconnecting myself from the stream and reconnecting to the stream, and I guess I'm locked up. Yes, Jero and Buck 55s give me a green hue. That's for sure. Casey says it looks like a StreamYard issue, and it may be. I hate to. I've had suggestions to restart my computer and stuff, but I hate to do that because if I do, it will we'll lose the stream. So maybe you guys will just have to have me on audio. I won't be able to show you anything, but I will be able to, go ahead and bring you guys up and stuff like that. Which
that's okay, RJ. I keep a picture of you in my wallet. So.
Wow, Rick, I'm scared now.
We'll just hold it up right here.
There you go.
Well, here, RJ, it's okay. I'll stand in for you. So here we go.
Okay.
Jaron's got a picture.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is my favorite knife, the Angry Watermelon. That's right. Now you may not agree with me. There, that was RJ.
It very well could be. Let me see. The Last Ranger says maybe I can join with my phone. Maybe I can. Let me try that. Heck, nothing else seems to be working except I'll have to mess with this.
Oh shit!
Maybe you're having a brownout out there. You don't have enough juice out there to power the camera.
You know what? You're right. We're probably rationing rationing something.
Or you didn't catch cancer off of one of them knives.
Again.
Yeah, this is what happens when you lick your blades, to see if the 1095 is the same. Yeah. Old Fart with Sharp Things says, what are some budget traditionals other than Rough Riders that we recommend? I'll let you guys go ahead and start while I try to do this. Definitely converse. And we'll see if we can do this way.
Give me just a minute and I can dig out a couple maybe.
Well, I'm
There's
going to go with
one to get you started.
Parker Frost.
There's a brother knife, and I think they're coming in with some fantastic, for starter knives, you get about 30 quid, and you get a really well-made knife in VG10. A modern traditional.
You can always
beautiful walk and talk.
Always pick up an Imperial for cheap. Michael Morgan says marbles. I haven't had very good luck with marbles.
Well, I've got a couple here.
One beautiful marble.
Now, if you're talking about budget knives and you need something right away, Menards has a line of knives called Guidesmans. They're nothing to write home about, but they're not a bad looking knife. They may not have the walk and talk that you're looking for, but in a pinch, these knives do work. They come fairly sharp. So here's just an example of a two-bladed jack. And then I have one of their Stockmans here. That's what one of their Stockmans look like.
Wow,
I think that little two-bladed jack was $8 and this was $10. So it's something, if you have a Menards store,
that's a bargain.
Yeah, a Menards store close by and you need something quick, there's just a little recommendation.
Good.
You are, RJ.
Hey, RJ's back.
He's there.
Well, welcome to my show.
A good friend and subscriber, Zen Ali, says Roper. Well, is that me now? Hang on.
RJ?
No, I think it's RJ.
Wow.
Turn your volume down on something because you're getting an echo.
I know. Well, let me.
Yeah, I think it was RJ, Rick.
Oh, okay. I was ready.
There's another one. There's a Colt. This is a Colt. This has got a beautiful clip point blade on this. Look at this clip point. Oh. It's not just a beautiful clip point.
That's nice.
And this is a Colt. I believe Smoky Mountain Knife Works own Colt as well now, do they? Do you know, Rick?
No, I'm not sure.
I think Smoky Mountain Knife took them over. I don't know whether they're using them or not, but it's exactly the same bone as you'd get on the Smoky Mountain Knife Works, the brown bone they do. Exactly the same.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. SMK bought up all them budget brands. But yeah, Colt is definitely, they have, especially if you look into their older stuff, some really nice blades.
Yeah.
Tom, you got a buck there?
I do. If you're looking budget, these came out just before Christmas this year on the Buck website, and that's a canoe in burl wood, and it's made in China. But a lot of Walmart stores carry Buck knives, the Chinese version of the Buck knives, and also a 110 or 119 sometimes.
Sure.
And over the years, they changed the cover material every so many years. So this one was about $25 off the Buck website. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping someday that these are going to start showing up in the big box stores and they'll lower the price. But just as another example for budget, Here's a Buck Stockman, Chinese made, but it's got really nice jig bone to it.
Yeah, they're good. I've handled a few of those.
And this was like $20, in the local Walmart store. So, you just never know when you can find a good knife, something like this. And I always tell someone, I wish all buck knives were made in the U.S., but that's just not the business model these days. Yeah. But if you get something like this and you really like it, then hey, by all means, invest in one of the USA made Stockmans.
Here you go, Imperial Camp King, made in America.
There you go.
Pick that up for $20.
There's the best buy of the whole lot. The Opinel.
Oh, sure.
One of my most used knives. This knife is about 15 years old and it just keeps on going. I put a wee easy notch opening on it, but I use that for everything. As an eating knife, as cutting twigs, anything.
Get a Opinel?
Yeah, Opinel number 6.
There.
Just a great pocket dropper. If you're going to go out and do some dirty work or nasty, just throw it in your pocket. It'll cut anything. You can strap it up on your jeans.
Yeah, they get it done. Opinel's no doubt.
Well, since Rick brought up camp knives, here's a Colonial 4-bladed. I paid $3 for this in an antique store. So when you're talking budget knives, they don't have to be brand new or you don't have to be the first owner. This thing it's got to be totally unused.
Is that the one you cleaned up, Tom, or is that?
No, that was a different one. As a matter of fact, my 2 for Tuesday video is going to be focusing on this one and that other 3-bladed one I have. But
so
if you're looking for budget knives, I'm telling you, don't forget pawn shops and antique stores. You can find some very good American-made knives with little use for just a few dollars.
It looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
Huh. The pawn shop I go to, the guy, man, he won't go down on anything. I always try and tell him
I've had a few girlfriends like that.
Yeah, I know.
So, Stephen, you asked me what my favorite locking blade was. I know the laws over there where you're at, you have a lot of challenges with getting those or being able to.
We're not like
them. So what would you pick if you had one? Other than, I know you have your Osborne.
Well, I've got my Osborne, but the one that I like it the most, this is a Russian maker.
Okay.
This is a Cherbakov.
Okay, yeah.
And this is in titanium M390, but very simple design, but incredibly comfortable in the hand. And the blade is just, it's like the poor man. What do you call that other, the really expensive Russian maker? Oh, I can't think what his name is. I think I've done this the last time I've done this knife. But anyhow, it's a beautiful knife, very simple, very straight. It's a liner lock, which I'd rather have, but beautiful knife in hand.
Sure.
Yeah, RJ, I don't know if you can hear, but the Last Ranger says you can only have your phone or the computer going. You can't have both at the same time.
Right. I'm trying to, I'm going to try to log in with my phone and then I'm going to shut down the computer. So we'll see what happens, because the worst thing, or what I don't want to do, is I don't want to lose the stream and knock everybody offline.
Oh, absolutely.
But we'll see what happens here. I'll work on it. So you guys continue going, please. You're carrying the whole show for me.
Rick, you were talking about farmers earlier on. Down where my caravan is, we have it's a garage, but it's come farmer's shop, and they have a big store at the back where you can buy anything. But on the counter, they always have these wee knives that the farmers buy. They cost £5, right? And it's a simple carbon blade. It's quite thick, not particularly thin behind the edge, but it cuts. And that's what the farmers buy. They buy them, lose them, buy another one. Every time.
Yeah, that's what I would imagine.
Yeah. So I'm going to be interested, because I'm going to go to a farmer down at my caravan once you've done yours, I'll go to the farmer down the caravan and just see what sort of knife they do carry.
Well, go ahead and do it.
No,
Dan.
I'll wait till you've done yours. No, there's no rush.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm still off and on with the health thing, so it could take. Besides, the weather here is terrible, so I was thinking more in the spring. I was gonna, when I visit my mom and dad, stop in at the farm and.
I'll give you an idea of what I think I'm going to get. The boy that owns our caravan park, he's a basically was a farmer turned into a caravan park, and he has a wee golf course on it. But I got one of his knives. He brought this to me to sharpen one day at the caravan. He knows I love knives. Look at the state of that. That is a dozier.
Yeah.
But look how much he's used that, and it's absolutely nearly as thick at the front as it is at the back. And he says, "Would you sharpen this for me?" And I took it off and I said, "No." And I had a dozier in the case and I brought it. I said, "Here, have that one. It's a new one." And because he just would have kept on going until there was nothing on it.
Someone asked in the comments if anybody has any good hawkbills on them.
I'm looking for one right now. I'm looking for a hawkbill. I got it.
I've been on the hunt for one myself. I see Traditional Pocket Knives is released. Maybe they released it today or yesterday. Another GEC.
Yeah, GEC have just come out with one.
There you go, RJ.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. So here I am.
Okay.
Back in business.
Oh gosh.
We just had someone ask, Crispy Critter, I think it was, wanted to know about hawkbill blades. And there's one I have here. This is on an electrician's knife. And this knife was made by Holub, Holub, out of Sycamore, Illinois.
Never heard of that.
Take care, John. Thanks for the sheath, man.
What's that?
Oh, I know. I was just saying goodbye to John from JO's.
So I'm assuming they're like a big electrical supply company. They contracted with somebody to make an electrician's knife and stamp their name on it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I got here. It's actually, the hawkbill is a fuse puller. That's why it's not sharpened. It's kind of a linesman's knife.
Got the catalog number on it and everything on the screwdriver blade there. And I might have another hawkbill here somewhere. I'll keep looking.
Okay. Well, sorry about all the technical difficulties on my side, guys. It just it happens, I guess.
Yeah. We done a live last week, me and Justin, and we lost about 5 minutes because it just went completely blank on us we couldn't find the reason out. It just went off.
Right. That's exactly what happened.
Get it back on again.
Yeah, I couldn't help it. Operation Ivy was playing in my head, and
Okay, we didn't finish the favorite lock blade. Of course, I'm going with the buck knife. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
That pretty much started it all. So,
did you have one that you wanted to show, or?
I always keep one.
You always keep one handy for just such emergencies.
Oh, that's the beauty.
Yeah,
a little bit dangerous on there. But I also have, I don't know, Tom, what do you think? I ordered a 501 from the custom shop in 30 S30V with cherry wood scales. So
that's going to look nice.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah.
Is it much more expensive getting them from the custom shop?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I would advise someone, if they didn't want to spend a lot of money and they want a good solid buck, just get the standard brand buck brass
Yeah.
balls. You can pick them up for $40.
Yeah. Then I got this really
there you
nice
go.
the 55 from
Yeah, what was that, about $80 for that? Or no, that's the I thought that was the 50-year anniversary 112, but
Oh, no, I have that one too. That's the 55, and because I thought it might be coming up, here you go, is the 112 with the finger grooves, the 50th anniversary model.
yeah, those are sweet. I got one.
And so you can see the basically the size comparison, because the 55 is exactly half the size of the 110. So here it is.
The 55 though is pretty pricey, ain't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
about the same cost as a 110.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Jerome. Exactly. He asked if that's a 55 or was I just happy to see him. Yeah. How did you know?
Mark Herrera was asking Rick if you have a 722 Spitfire.
Oh,
Oh
Yeah.
no, I don't.
I've got one. You can hang on
I
a
can
second.
get one. Yeah, those are easy to get.
Yep.
Yeah, I was looking into ordering one from the Buck Custom Shop.
There we go.
Oh yeah, wait, no, I have the
This is a full size Spitfire, and then I
yeah,
also have
small Spitfire. I'm sorry, yeah, I do have one.
here's the mini Spitfire.
That's what I got there.
Okay.
Mine's the brown anodized.
Okay.
You
I'll
see
be
the
right
mini
back.
Spitfire, Tom? Can you get your finger up on that forward? Is that a forward choil or is it not big enough?
Oh, the choil? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you can squeeze it in there a little bit.
All right.
You'd have to be careful with it. But,
Yeah.
And it does have a little bit of jimping right here.
Nice.
It's got a lot more room on the full size one here.
Yeah,
Get
that
your
looks
finger
like
up in there.
Can you get
Oh,
4
okay.
fingers on the handle of the full size?
Yes,
Yeah.
you sure can.
What size are your hands, Tom? Are you large?
I wear a large to extra large size
Yeah.
glove. Yeah.
I'd do the same.
And I mean, even on the mini,
Well, you
I can't get it
that.
fully.
Yeah.
about 3.5 fingers on it.
Uh-huh.
I really like the mini Spitfire. Of course, it weighs a lot less, and so it's when you're carrying usually 2 or 3 knives like I am. I tend to go a little smaller and carry more knives.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I like a wee pocket dropper that's small and lockable.
and I'm not a big fan of pocket clips, but these pocket clips seem to do pretty good, and they are reversible. Let me see. Tip up
He
and
was
tip
saying
down.
you can put a bug out clip on the Spitfire. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is one that Gizmo wanted to see. This CJRB.
The kicker.
Yep, the kicker, and he likes it because of this lock on it. It is a flipper tab, but he likes this this blade that's on it, this reverse tanto, which I have to admit I like it too because it's got a lot of belly. It's a really cool knife. And then
Is that spring assisted?
no, this is not spring assisted, but it has this lock where you pull back on it. And
Oh, right, I see, yeah.
That releases your blade.
Oh,
But
that's
there's-
different.
Yeah, that was CJRB's take on the crossbar lock. They kind of
I like that.
Yeah,
version of it.
It's good because left or right handed, it's good, and then you have a good action. But yeah, it's not spring assisted, but definitely a fun knife. This is the one with the carbon fiber handle scales. So really, very very handsome knife. I'll carry it this week because I haven't carried it in a while. It's been sitting around. And
Gizmo's got some good
love.
taste, man. I'm telling you.
Yep, Gizmo does.
Okay, what else?
Okay,
We got?
El Phoenix wants to know. He says, "Is there a way to make sure a knife is actually made of bone?" He has one that he thinks it's made of white bone, but he's just not sure. So, do you guys know a good way to test?
Well, bone's porous, so you'll typically see little holes, little tiny holes in it.
Yeah,
can
true.
put it under a magnifying glass, and you
Yeah.
can see the little, like you said, the little channels for the blood vessels and stuff.
Right.
What? I'm with RJ. Just lick it.
Yeah. Yeah. If it tastes like bone, it is. You should be able to tell the difference between if it tastes like plastic or if it doesn't.
Right. I understand the question though, because I've had a few, even from Rough Rider and some of the other companies that, with the dyes, it can be a little deceiving if you don't know what you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got a K-bar, small stockman, and I go back and forth as to whether it's Delrin or if it's bone. It's can be very hard to tell.
Yeah, Jeroen says there'll be small discolorations, which is true because stuff will definitely be, with a natural material, you'll see it will vary. Like here is, like I have a white bone Damascus knife. I got Damascus knives out for a reason, right, Jack? So I only have a couple of them.
Oh,
But this one definitely is a white bone. You can see the variation in that handle material. But this is a kind of a cool little Damascus knife. This is really decorative. Has the decorative back springs and stuff, all the tooling and stuff. And then it's, got like even the liners, the liner lock and stuff. And then it's got a really nice pattern on it, which I thought was cool. I know a lot of people hate Damascus knives and stuff, but there's definitely some value to them as just fun things to have around. But Jack sent me this knife, which what is it again? It's Buck and Bear.
Buck and Bear, yeah.
Yeah, Buck and Bear, and look at that for a nice little fixed blade. And that's
Beautiful shape.
Yeah, and look at that olive wood. That is just really awesome.
Yeah, the fit and finish on it really blew me away, actually.
Yeah, it's got some tooling on the spine there. It's just kind of a lot. Like I said, a lot of fun to have things like this. The only other one I have is a Forsetti knife. This is the Shackleton Skinner, and I like these sheaths like these that are just a little pouch.
Yes,
Got
that's a looking sheath.
Got a place for a lanyard hole. But
Is that the Rough Rider?
Huh?
Oh no, it's not.
No, this is Forsetti knives, and so they have this Damascus, which they list theirs as 1095 and 15 and 20, and this has buffalo horn for the handle, which the handles are it's solid on this side, but then it's got a lot of variation and stuff in the so it's
and will that come with a 1095, and that would still be a good cutter.
Oh,
you
yeah.
Get a good edge on that.
Yeah, and then it's got all the nice worked spine and everything. So really a very handsome little Skinner, that's for sure.
Some knives are just meant to be looked at.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think
There's
this is
nothing wrong
from
with it.
the same maker as that first knife you're showing. This is my only Damascus. Picked it up for $3, made in Pakistan.
There you go.
Back a bit, Rick. That's it. That's lovely. It's a nice shaped blade, actually.
Smooth white bone. It's a little too chunky for carry purposes,
Yeah.
but I thought it was kind of cool for $3. Ain't gonna pass that up. I mean, it's fully functional and it's sharp. I think I might have just cut myself.
We've had that happen on this show before. I won't name any names, but their initials were Patty.
Yeah. You're not going to believe this. On my Monday night show, the day after last week, I cut myself again on the Monday show.
I witnessed it. I saw it. RJ, I think you need to have Steven sign a waiver before he comes on your show. You're not responsible.
Yeah, we're not responsible for or anything.
I bet
Stuart,
he didn't even flinch.
Stuart wanted to know: does Damascus rust? Yes, it will if it's made with a carbon steel. If you take care of it like a carbon steel knife, then you'll be fine. With a little bit of oil and stuff on it.
This is my really only good Damascus blade. I know this is genuine. This is actually Harrison.
Oh yeah.
And this is wood. Would you believe that's wood? I just think it's gorgeous.
I had no idea. That's
green.
really cool.
He dyes it green as well, and it just came out absolutely superb.
I thought it was a malachite for a second.
Yeah, but it's a wood, and the way he dyes it as well, and then that beautiful Damascus, which I just love this. It's not one that I use, to be honest with you, but it's just the wood on that just amazes me. If I could show you it closer up, it's nearly like it's luminous.
That's really nice looking.
Beautiful.
I have to apologize for my cat. He's quite grumpy today.
Last Ranger says his cats hear your cats and making them go crazy.
It's just one. If I could, Gary, I'd send that one over to you so you can take care of him. I love him, but man, sometimes he's just he's grumpy. He runs the house. He really does.
You can't be a bit of good warm dog food.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he's probably crying about. Is he's probably saying that sometimes you have to feed him. That's what I'm thinking, Jero. And he's probably not happy because, like most cats, he's doesn't think that his food dish is full if the food has gone below the rim. But it's still got plenty of food in there. But it's like, wait a minute, I'm getting low. So, oh well. All right. So I kind of got off track with all my technical difficulties and stuff. So where are we at, guys? Do we have some stuff we want to show off?
Oh, I got another bone. Here, just a minute. Give me just a minute.
Okay.
How about my Grail? Can we do my Grail?
I would love to see your Grail.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice. Yeah.
Speaking of DLT,
yes.
It's the Cub in 3D.
Like that.
And
Very nice.
You would be surprised how lightweight this blade is. Look at that micarta on there. If it's coming up into burlap.
Yeah, that's
beautiful. Grind on this. You got jimping up at the top here.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful, beautiful work. The reason why it was my Grail is I live in Michigan, and they do their work in Escanaba, Michigan, which is severely north of me. But I always wanted to have one, and once you start looking at $300 for a knife, then it's kind of iffy on whether you want to make that investment, so to speak. But yeah, that's the one I liked, and that's the one I wanted, and snatched it up. It was their last one. Although I imagine they would take, I don't know, Jack, how they work. They take pre-orders on them.
Well, DLT does
have some in stock.
Yeah, I thought you could order direct through Bark River. I'm not sure though.
I went through DLT just to get the points.
Yeah, same here.
Got 1,000 points.
On subject of Bark River, I got one too. I was going to share this last week. Go ahead, Tom. You can.
No, go right ahead, Jack. Go.
I was going to show this last week, and you were talking about ones that you've been trying to keep in good shape, pristine, or whatever. Kind of a.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of been that way because I haven't had it outside and used it a lot. But I got the Bravo Runt 1 here. And
beautiful.
It's got the, the Bark River full convex grind with the green micarta polished handles there. But it's, the Bravo, you guys are familiar with this. It's definitely a thick boy.
Yeah.
Good bushcrafter, good tough knife, 3V steel. Yeah, this was kind of my first Grail. Now, this is the same knife as the other one, the original Bravo one, but this is the rampless version. And I was curious to see if I would like this one more, but I'm actually lean more towards the ramp with the jumping on it. So yeah,
I'd be the opposite. I like the flat one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're both great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But again, I haven't had this out a lot, so I've put a little more beating on this one than this one.
So sweet.
Yeah, I mean, they're great knives. You know, I've heard a lot of
the convex edge is so, or the convex grind is so useful from.
Oh, yeah. This was my first experience with a true convex grind. Razor sharp. I mean, they don't look like it because it doesn't have that secondary bevel. But man, these things, you know, you can cut through just about anything with
And
these.
the handle, they really worked out the ergos on those. I mean,
oh yeah, and you've got that nice palm swell right there. You know, like
exactly.
most of your LT Wright knives.
Yeah,
they really do a great job, and they have so many different. That's the thing with Bark River; they have so many options on handle materials and blade steel and different patterns on their blades.
But I think that's what keeps them fresh, because they do bring new patterns out so regular. And if you're a collector, that's what you want.
Sure.
Yeah, Jerome wanted to know if that was hard to sharpen, Jack.
That, you know, honestly, my only sharpening, I've only honed these blades. I've only had to strop them, and that's after beating on, you know, making firewood, kindling, splitting it up and stuff, and carving up stuff. I have not had to put it to any kind of stone yet. And you got to be really careful and really know what you're doing also. Otherwise, you're going to wreck that blade for sure. So I've only had it to a strop, to answer your question.
Okay.
And give
right.
Boker Arbolito from Spain a little love here too.
Okay, we'll get right back to you.
Oh,
Rick.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Tom was next.
Well, just real quick, I've shown these before, but we're talking about bone. This is a case lockback with the ultraviolet.
Wow, that's sweet.
And I just love the dye job on these.
Yeah, I think Case does probably the best dye job on their bone in any company around.
Yep. And then this is the medium Texas Jack.
With I like that. I like that purple.
Yeah. So yeah, I never get tired of showing these. I just think they're beautiful.
Which one is that again, Tom?
This is a medium Texas Jack. This was this the vault knife? No, it wasn't. No.
Yeah, you can still get medium the Jack pattern.
Right. Yeah, this is a medium Texas Jack. And then there's
like
just the small little lockback.
I love that little lockback.
Yeah, that lockback has got my
got your attention.
Blood boiling a little bit.
See, you can tell the difference between bone or natural and synthetic, because you can see how dark it is on that side and how light it is on that side. But that's just because it's natural material.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Those are good looking knives.
It's not going to be uniform ever.
Yeah. Yeah, if it was synthetic, it would probably be evenly coated.
Yeah. Okay, Rick, you can show your Arbolito.
The Bark River, you're talking a lot of money. For those that may want something a little smaller to go, or a little cheaper, I shouldn't say cheaper, more inexpensive. This is a Boker Arbolito made in Spain. Or Argentina, I'm sorry. Beautiful sheath.
Beautiful sheath.
Yeah, I like the sheath.
And of course, it's not as big as the Cub, but you get some pretty good steel with a wicked drop point there.
Good depth to that blade.
Really nice grind, yeah.
And that is N695 steel. And you can find these for $100. Stag handle.
Yeah, I love the handles. Nice.
That is a good offer.
That was very nice. What's that one go for?
I paid, by the time tax and shipping, it was $123 to the door. But I'm sure if you find a place like maybe White Mountain might sell them without the tax and the free shipping.
It's a good looking knife.
But I love the sheath that it comes with too. It's alligator textured, but a nice little knife. It's a little smaller than a cub, but just a perfect hunting knife. I mean, you could skin pretty much any animal with this, whether you're doing a rabbit or an elk.
From large squirrels to small elephants, right?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's just a little cheaper option than the Bark River. This was my favorite fixed blade that I have until I got the Bark River. But they say once you buy one, you're hooked. I've had a few people say that. So, but yeah, I think I'll be all right with just the cub.
Remember last week I was trying out balsa wood as a strop?
Yes.
Well, I can say after a week of using so many different knives on it, it's absolutely fantastic. And I think for a convex grind, this would be fantastic because you're not going to get the chance of going too hard and blunting the knife. Because this is more solid, the balsa wood, it's just a little slither. Right. On top of I've just put it on top of a block here. It is fantastic for sharpening. I've gone from C75 right up to M390, and it really does work. Super, because it's solid. You feel more that you're getting to the edge and you're pulling the edge out.
Oh, that's a solid.
I would try that in the convex grind without any problem.
Now, are you putting some kind of polish on there?
Just green paste.
Okay. Cheap
green paste, just put it on it. No, I haven't even put it on it thick. It doesn't need it. Yeah. Because there is a texture in balsa wood. Although it's smooth to touch, there's still a texture there. And it seems to just pull the metal away. Not if it's dull, do you know what I mean? But just to hone a knife like you'd want to do with that Bark River and whatever, the convex grind, I think the balsa wood's worth a try.
Yeah, it sounds
Definitely
good.
Have to put that to the test.
Now I wish I hadn't thrown away all those airplanes when I was a kid.
I got 10 pieces. What is it? It was for here they are. They're about 8x3 or something like that. I got 10 little pieces of it for about £6. So it's if you say what price a new strop costs, there's 10 at least strops there for you.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's pretty neat.
And I wish I could remember who had seen it. It was another YouTuber, but it wasn't one that I'm subscribed to. And I can't remember if I hit the button to subscribe to him or not. But I was watching him do it, and the difference is great. Really enjoying it.
Yeah, I'll have to go search that out and see.
If you find that, Steven, send me that link. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, well, I can do a strop. I can do one with my own knives. I'll sort of half blunt it and bring it back. I'll do one maybe this week. I'll get that done.
That'd be neat. I'd like to see that.
It's I have to say, no problem recommend. It's worth a try. Maybe you'll not like it, but I'm getting good results.
I've tried stropping on everything.
Yeah. And me.
That's true. Jerome's local zoo hates him, so that's pretty. That's
We're all
pretty
over there skinning all the raccoons at the zoo, man.
Well, it's not like he can't get more.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Tom, you're up. You're muted, Tom.
Just trying to fill the void here a little bit.
There you go.
We were back on the lockbacks here. I had this out and didn't have a chance to show it, but there's my 110 from the 90s. I really like the tiger striping in the wood. Got a beautiful pattern to it.
That's beautiful.
And this is one of the older ones that came with a nylon sheath, but it's got the old Buck logo on it. So,
How many buck knives you think you got now, Tom?
oh,
two
someone
or
asked me that earlier today. I have between, well, close to 90, I think.
Wow.
Wow.
That
So
probably
all you need now is another 100 or so, right?
well, that only represents about maybe 50 or 60 different models because I have, some of them I have a lot of the same model. So, yeah, it sounds like a lot, but man, it's just seems like it's just scratching the surface. There's so many of them out there that I still need to get.
Yeah, and Mark Carrera is asking you, Rick, if you still have your Buck 532 buck lock in indigo blue.
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, I'd like to see that if you have it handy.
Oh.
See, I don't have a buck lock yet. See what I mean? There's so many to get.
Tom, how can you not have that yet?
Yeah, I know. I don't have a 55 either.
Yeah, I don't know where that comes from. Maybe if you need it, I can send it back.
Just got to find the right drawer they're in.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's always the problem. You know you have it. You just have to find it.
That's for sure. No, it's amazing when you start counting them up how many you have.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's just touching the surface.
You were talking about reasonably priced knives earlier on. There's a lovely little lockback, and this is an M Nito. It's a Spanish maker, Spanish knife. Lovely little wood inlays. Not expensive. It's a reasonably priced, but it has the finger grooves in it. And like I have a large hand, and I can just I'm hanging on the end, but it's very comfortable.
Nice.
Really comfortable. It's a liner lock. It's a lockback. A beautiful little knife. Just drops completely as soon as you push the lock. Lovely. And it's in 440C, which is nice. I have to say, lovely little knife. I think that was an Etsy buy. It didn't cost me much at all. And one of the knives I bought this week is a lockback knife. I'm starting to get into the use of getting me into these wee lockback knives.
That's another deep rabbit hole there.
For sure. For sure.
There's a Warren in my room.
Yeah, I hear you.
Isn't it funny though when you start your knife channel, most people usually start with cheaper knives and then progress up the way.
Yes.
And the amount of times I hear people say, well, I'll not spend 100, and then a year later I'll not spend 200, and then a year after that I've just bought one for 300. It is so difficult not to want to go up the way.
Yeah, there's definitely a progression that gets you deeper into it.
That is lovely.
I don't have a Jack Wolf knife, but I do have a Timber Wolf knife.
There you go.
That's a pretty little knife.
It is bone, made in Japan. I don't know who made it, if it's back in the Parker era or not.
Yeah,
I just can't find out, but it is a nice little knife. Nice little lockback. Timber Wolf 3.
Really nice.
Hello, KJ. I see you're there, and Crispy Critter says his rabbit holes have evolved into bear dens, and I can relate.
Yes, I think we all can.
And then Randall Yoder wanted to know if any of us collect Western knives, and I do not collect them. I know that they're out there. We were talking about one earlier because my friend has one, and he didn't realize how much they had gone up in price. But when we were talking about them, we both were saying that when we were kids, we should have bought at least 10 of them and salted them away so that we'd have them nowadays.
Western?
Yeah, the Westerns. Yeah, let's see. You got one there, Rick? He sure does.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's the 49.
Yeah. I'm still trying to find the buck.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting. You know I am.
Oh, we don't mind at all. We love to see knives. Okay, let's see. One of the knives. This goes with what Pete was showing off. He was showing off those novelty knives that had cap lifters and stuff. And this is my favorite. Is this tailgate trapper from Rough Rider, and so it's got the etch on the blade that says tailgate trapper, and then on the other side it has the cap lifter screwdriver combo. And,
Okay.
so it's just a fun knife, and I love the coloration they did on the bone. I love how they do their brown bone.
How was the tip on that, RJ? I was curious because
on this one,
yeah,
on the screwdriver,
yes.
well, it's not bad. It's kind of it's like it thins out. It's not sharp on the corners,
Right.
but I think it would definitely work.
Usable.
I mean, yeah, it's usable. I haven't tried to use it as a screwdriver.
Yeah, I've seen a few Rough Riders with the tools like that, like Rick showed with the camp knife and stuff.
Wow, Zen.
Just curious.
Be nice. He says Rick is in the springtime of his senility.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I found them though.
Oh, there we go. All right, you're up, sir. Oh, that's nice.
That's the indigo blue. Just a wicked.
I think I remember you getting these, Rick. Didn't you give one to your friend?
Well, let's see. I happen to have an extra one, but it's the Remington, which you probably would like more.
No, I mean, did you not give? Seriously, when you bought that one, did you not get two of them? And did you give one to your friend? I remember you showing something similar.
Oh yeah, I like that Remington. That's nice.
It's a lovely shape. Yeah.
And that was made by Buck too.
That's lovely.
See, it's the only difference between the two is the Buck has a cap on it.
Okay.
Where the Remington doesn't. And
all right, old farm.
The Remington has the etch on it and the cartridge.
Yeah,
there was only 2,500 of these made, and
beautiful.
Very hard to find.
Oh yeah,
but you might still be able to find one of these, Tom, in the indigo blue, which is
nice.
Stabilized dyed wood. So.
Right. I like the blue wood. I've got a 112 with the blue wood. Oh.
Here you are, Rick. Here's something that I know you will like. And I think I got this when you were ill.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, no, I seen you. I think I might have watched it when I was in the hospital.
Yeah, it's the Remington pocket watch.
Yeah,
absolutely love this.
Yeah,
really beautiful. With a man fly fishing.
Yeah, very nice.
Like, hold on to that. That'll be worth anything. Remington's going to be worth a lot of money if it's not already.
It's funny. I've started collecting the older Remington knives recently, and I got some nice ones.
I've had some in the eBay, and they keep getting swiped up.
Oh, I happen to be carrying the pocket watch today. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
well, I was able to get this Western fixed blade out here.
Vintage.
This is actually my brother's knife on loan to me. It's a Boy Scout knife.
Wow.
Is that stacked leather handle on that?
Stacked leather, yeah.
Nice.
And it's Western model L66.
I must have grew up in a different time. Is the Boy Scouts the same as the Youth Holding Center?
No, no, no. So there, Western had a patent on the tang, and it's called a bifurcated or a split tang. So think of a tuning fork. Now it splits.
Right.
So the tang down here near the end is split, and then they drove a pin all the way through it this way, and then a pin all the way through that way. So there's two pins in it. So it looks like there's 4 of them.
Isn't that interesting now?
And that's a Western patent. Yep.
Right.
And
There's something you don't learn every day.
And it's kind of unusual because the tang is exposed. So I mean, it's usually stacked leather. The ring goes all the way around. These are like half rings.
Was there a reason for them doing that, Tom, or was it just originality, sort of?
I guess just originality, or I don't know why. And
I
then
would imagine it's something to prove that it's a full tang going to the pommel, but that's
Could
just
be.
a guess.
Yeah.
I'd like to get a one of them old vintage marbles, but man, you get one that actually looks like a knife, and it's going to cost you a whole ton of money.
Well,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you know this, Rick, and I've said it here before, but Marbles was the first one to come out with the stacked leather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a lot of research on them. They mainly were doing hunting knives and axes back in the day. Safety axe.
Did you see Zen's comment, Patty, of over here we call it Youth Holding Center Charm School? Oh boy, that's for sure. There's something to be said for that. But yeah, I think pretty much the Boy Scouts are on par with. Well, I don't know, the history of your Boy Scouts, because I believe that the British started them first.
Yeah,
Lord Powell.
Yeah,
Baden-Powell. Lord Baden-Powell.
right. And then it was Frederick Russell. Was it Russell? I don't remember. But the guy that was a scout, he wrote that book, Scouting on Two Continents, because he was a military scout, but he grew up out west in the frontier days, and then he went over to South Africa and was a scout for the British during the Boer War. And he came back and started the Scouts, because even back then he was saying that the boys were losing their skills on bushcrafting and all the other stuff, and he'd learned all his scouting techniques from the in-laws, outlaws, and the Indians out in the Old West. So he was quite valuable to both militaries. Interesting book for sure.
You've heard of Bear Grylls, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, he's now the head Boy Scout in the UK now at the minute, and he's really promoting them heavily. He's just about to do a big show with Prince Charles when he's getting made king. The Boy Scouts are going to be part of that lineup, and Bear really has been pushing the Boy Scouts, which is great. I think all kids should be in something.
Yeah, because it's something that's good for kids. That's for sure. I know it was good for me when I was a boy.
More so than ever, it's needed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And especially around knives as well, learning how to use a knife and respect the knife, so that they're not growing into their late teenage years with that a knife's for stabbing. Because that's the mentality of the young kids now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we definitely have to go back to having them have the be tools and not weapons. That's for sure.
Yeah, you actually have to earn it. You have to memorize the safety instructions that they give you. At least for the Cub Scouts, I decided to play Little League instead, but. The 1 year that they were giving out the knives, I wasn't going to miss that. And plus, they had remember the Pinewood Derby?
Oh, yeah.
Scouts carving up the car.
Yeah, I was a Cub Scout.
Second place with mine.
Oh yeah, they still do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Pinewood.
I was
Derby
in
is
the
still-
boys' brigade. Do you have the boys' brigade?
No, I don't think so.
No, I think we just go right from boys to Cub Scouts to Boy Scouts to Eagle
The boys'
Scouts.
brigade was a separate entity, but along the same lines, if you like. But it done exactly the same. But we used to have a pillbox hat, a little round pillbox hat, like an old military hat. Oh my God, they were terrible. I mean, I think that was just a humiliation.
Yeah, no, the whole outfit was pretty humiliating with the scarf and the little gold.
Yeah.
But it was fun. When I went, I had pretty much known everything that they were going to teach me from. I grew up with 4 uncles and my dad, and we were always out in the woods. So I knew how to use a compass and how to start a fire, and, even before 8 years old. So scouting really didn't. It was good for the camaraderie and all that, but I kind of enjoyed. I moved into Little League baseball, and that kind of, kind of cemented things that I wouldn't be scouting again. It was just all baseball all the time. Only because it was something I found out that I was good at, right, Stephen?
Yeah. Yeah. I basically went to the Boy Scouts for the football. I was a goalkeeper, and I just loved the boys. The boys' brigade had a great football league all around the whole country you could play in.
Right.
Yeah.
Gary says, "Don't forget the Weeblos before the Boy Scouts."
Yeah, that was another one. That was it. The Weeblos.
What?
The Weeblos.
I don't know how they came up with it, but
no,
the name doesn't fit the ranking.
Never heard of that at all. Never.
See, Zen's got it right. Scouting can't compete with video games.
That's for sure.
At least that's how the kids think now.
That's truth.
JK said he had the only agoraphobic scoutmaster in history, and they never left the building.
And another lesson in patience.
Yep. Yep. And then after all of that, I went into the service, and I got to tell you that the Army can definitely make camping not fun. But just like probably how they ruined boating for you guys.
Yeah, we done camping in the Navy too during training, and not fun. Over the Brecon beacons in the wet all day, and then in a wet tent at night, it was just not good.
That's true. Oh boy.
But would you go back to it? And that's shot.
Yeah, one of those things I often wonder if I should have stayed in or if I should have got out. And I was like, well, I got out because I wasn't enjoying myself anymore. So probably I would have hated it if I would have stayed for longer. But who knows? That's just,
well, after 12 years, they just wouldn't let me stay drunk all the time. So it was either get out or shoved out.
All right. We'll see you, Jerome. Have a great week.
Take care, Jerome. Oh, man.
Yeah, here I am in the middle of the country, as far away as you can get from either ocean, and I do miss the salt air. Yeah.
Oh, I have to live by the sea.
I miss it.
Have to live by the sea. Anybody got any knives they've ordered for this week, or am I the only lucky one?
I think you're the only lucky one, because all the knives that I've ordered have arrived, and even the ones I didn't order. Thank you again, Jack.
I have that buck 501 on the way. Probably
Oh,
be about another 3 more weeks for that custom.
yeah.
I've got some Amazon cards. I've been waiting with some stuff in the cart, and I'm kind of back and forth with some Rough Riders and thinking about picking up another buck. I haven't had a buck in a long time, so I'll update you guys on the whatever I decide on there.
Yeah, they're addictive.
I haven't ordered yet, but I'm hopefully going to be in a position to order like the new Congress from Case. And then they've got another pattern with the Ictus shield on it this year. So there's a couple I got on my radar that I'll try to get ordered before I buy anything else before they're out of stock.
And that was the
Yeah.
Slimline Trapper, right?
The Slimline Trapper, yeah.
That'll be nice. I really enjoy my Slimline Trapper. I think it's a really neat knife.
It's been a little bit of a shock, you know. I'm sure you all understand. It had it happen. All of a sudden, I got vehicle repairs, medical bills, everything just all crashed all at once right now. So it's
yeah,
like I had to kind of put some purchasing on hold.
Yeah, I'm just coming out of that.
Yeah,
Now buying again.
yeah.
yeah, definitely things like that happen, and it's not fun. You know, I'd have a lot more knives if my wife didn't make me pay bills.
Here's something new. Here's something new that my good friend Zen Ali made me buy.
Oh, nice. Let's take a look at that.
It's the last of the vault knives.
Oh yes, the
Kate
wee double
the whiskey barrel center swell jack.
Yep.
yeah.
It's not very big, but I mean, I'm glad that I did buy it.
Back a bit. That's it. That's nice.
Yeah.
So there you go, Zen. I did get one. What you got to say now, huh? You make me buy something else, I bet, huh? But yeah, thanks for the tip on that because they don't last that long when they do the vault knives. Like Tom says, I'll probably get one of the Congresses when those.
Yeah, I think I will. That's definite.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I've got
Ghost Malone EDC says hello, Patty. Hello from Sean and Morgan.
Hello, Sean. I'll be sending you a wee text in the morning.
I've got my swell center jack here. Same one, only it's in the curly or the purple curly maple
That's really pretty.
with the Ictus shield on it.
Oh yeah, very nice.
Yeah, they really got me hooked with this vault pattern stuff.
Yeah. Well, then their plan is working.
That is.
Case have worked in that plan for years. They get they get a pattern. They give you so many different ones to collect, and once you started, you can't stop.
I know.
Exactly.
It's a great sales pattern.
Yes, it is, and I enjoy their knives. I really liked that Copperhead series that they did. That was probably my favorite of the vault releases that they've done. I picked up I think 4 of those in total. You know, and there's still some out there. I'll probably try to get another one before they're really hard to get. Oh, did you get yours?
Yeah, that's the copperheaded.
Yeah.
And the lilac.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Here's a question. What's your favorite knife brand, be it old or new, locking or non-locking? What's
Queen.
your favorite brand of knife?
Queen.
Buck.
I like
Shat Morgan, Queen.
I'd be GEC now.
Yeah, I don't.
I will tell you, I think the reason I like Buck so much, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're the only family-owned business left here in the U.S.
Yeah.
CJ Buck, the current chairman, is 4th generation, and I think generation number 5 is starting to get involved with things too. And I just love what that company has stood for over the years. So there's more to it than just the actual knife. I like what the company stands for and how they've run their business through the years.
I agree at 100%.
I think that's why I like Ashley Harrison and his father at Arthur Wright's, because they come into it a wee bit later than most, but they really have the company at heart, if you know what I mean. They're working so hard to lift its profile, and then Ashley's making custom knives that I love. But yeah, the fact that they're two really nice people as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I still get excited every time I get a case knife. I would have to say that whenever I open a box or whatever, because I just love the polish and how they look when they're brand new before I really mess them up. But but they're just they're like little pocket jewels in a way to me. I just love how shiny and stuff they get them. But I like buck knives too, and I enjoy really all the knives. If it's something that interests me, I like it. So I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily centered on collecting a brand. But yeah, that's
what
just.
about you, Jack? Oh, sorry.
Oh,
sorry,
well,
Tom.
traditional. I'm still teething on all the different stuff. I would imagine, I still have never had a GEC knife, so I don't know. I would love, a lot of the Rough Riders I have, I really like. I like those Rosecrafts. Those are most of my experiences. I have not had a great experience with case, so I can't say, for me personally, but I do love their designs, and I think they're beautiful. The fit and finishes are beautiful on them. Just getting one that's in good condition, I guess now, versus the older models that where the quality was much better. But for modern knives, I have to go with Hogue. Hogue's my favorite company right now.
Yeah, they're making some nice stuff.
Yeah, as far as that, and I'd lie if I said it wasn't Spyderco. I really, really enjoy the Spydercos. From a user standpoint, and I think they make good stuff.
Yeah, I would like to get a Hogue and a GEC. And that seems to be the main problem with GECs is just obtaining them. It's not like a buck or a case or any of these other knives. It's like they sell out in seconds, and you're just basically forced to either be waiting for the drop or pay whatever the secondary market is, and then they get marked up.
That could be said for many companies, I guess, but
yeah, it just seems to be the norm for them. I wish that their production was larger so that you could just order one on any day of the week whenever you wanted one, whenever you had the money. That would be nice, but they're not like that yet.
Yeah, I'm with you, RJ, though. Also, like with all the different, there's so many. I can't discredit a whole lot of them because I like different brands too. But yeah,
it's always hard to pick favorites.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree with Tom too.
Real quick, RJ, I want to show you guys something.
Yeah, for sure.
These here are all the companies. I don't know if that's focusing in. That have had Queen over the years build knives for them. You'll see Northwoods in there. Marbles, the original Marble Safety Axe. In fact, I got a Congress made, but there's a whole list there. And up at the top here, you'll see Old Hickory.
Yeah.
You guys all familiar with that? And as I want to show the viewers this one that I just got in. This was made by Queen. It's a Barlow, of course, but was made for Old Hickory. And it's got a fully aluminum body. The only steel is the blades and the back springs.
Wow.
There's your clip on there. Very unique knife, hard to find. And to top it off, it weighs exactly, as soon as my scale comes up here, 55 grams.
That's a hell of a weight for a two-bladed knife.
Well, it's a double, but very unique knife. For Barlow collectors, it's kind of a not a grail, but kind of a big catch to find one, especially in that kind of condition. But yeah, I noticed. I mean, you got Boker, Buck Case, GEC. Everyone's chiming in with some good companies. Kershaw, I'm a big fan of Kershaw's.
Yeah.
And then for the moderns, you got Zero Tolerance. I don't own a Hogue. I got a few Spydercos that I really like. But sometimes Spydercos get a little crazy with their blade shapes that I don't like. The ones that look like a duck bill and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, you give me a nice leaf-shaped spear point on a Spyderco, and I go crazy with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Here, you're talking about Queen. Look at Rick. Sorry. Here's a Mare and Grosh. Beautiful shiny blades now, and this is what they call a trapper. It actually says it on the blade. You can see it there. They call it a trapper, and it's made from an old pattern. And this is made by Queen for Mare and Grosh. It's a stunning knife. I love it. The big rat's tail bolsters on it and end cap there.
Very
just
nice.
gorgeous.
And that's what Queen did. They brought a lot of the patterns back from the early 1900s.
Yeah.
In fact, this gun stock, this Shat and Morgan that I have, that I showed you guys earlier, that's a really old pattern. But this one here is just a single blade from their Heritage series. This first was made in 1902 by Shat and Morgan. And what Queen did is they decided to go completely original with the iron bolsters. All the materials on this is exactly the way it was in 1902. Look at that clip point on there. I know.
Just don't get much nicer.
And of course, you always get great walk and talk with. I mean, basically, Shat and Morgan was GEC before GEC was GEC because Bill Howard.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because they were just the higher end version of Queen's knives, weren't they?
Yeah, the Shat and Morgan and the Robesons.
Right.
Were
a Robinson's not a knife I've seen for sale over here. I've never come. I know a couple of people who have them, but they just don't come up to resell. They tend to keep them if they've got them.
Well, the Queen made ones are a little bit nicer because Robeson closed in 1964.
Right.
And they went through a decade of decline.
Pretty shoddy, yes.
Once they moved to Delrin, they didn't know what to do. It was kind of like they were shell-shocked. And a lot of their knives really aren't. The quality on them had really fallen from the post or the pre-World War II days.
Yeah.
I showed you guys that one that's like 110 years old. But here is a Robeson copy made by Queen, Shat and Morgan, when Bill Howard. It was Bill Howard that brought back the Shat and Morgan name. Queen didn't even know when they acquired Shat and Morgan back in 1933. Might have been 1922. They didn't know that they had to name when they bought the building and all the equipment. They didn't know that they had the name Shat and Morgan, the rights to the name. And Bill Howard knew about that, and he brought it back because Queen was starting to falter because Queen was considered upper end at the time. But it was Bill Howard that brought the Shat Morgan back, and they took off in the 90s with that.
Yeah.
However, as soon as he left in 2006, Queen bit the dust in 2017. So they managed to keep going for 11 years, but the quality, because Bill Howard's a stickler on QC, quality control.
Isn't it amazing that one man and one company? Sorry.
What's that?
It's amazing that one man can have so much power of one company. What he does and how he conducts his business can just, he doesn't own the company, but he can actually control the company's lifestyle. Because if he leaves, anything he's left has not worked.
Yeah, well, before he got into, the management aspect of knife making, he was a knife maker himself.
Yeah.
And he took a lot of pride in his work, and he expected everyone else, because he was working for Blackjack Knives in the 80s, which I think who has the Blackjack name now? Doesn't Bark River have it still? Or DLT? Somebody's got it, because they're still making Blackjack knives, fixed blades. That's where his roots came into, Bill.
Yeah. I've heard of the Blackjack. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, a lot of people don't agree with his business sense, but I think the one thing he learned from Queen was to stay small.
Yeah.
Queen, what hurt them was they were making patterns. I mean, this is a Queen-made knife here, a clasp. You see GEC make one of these yet? No.
Yeah.
I wish they would.
Yeah, I would have one.
But yeah, Queen kind of got too big for their own britches, I guess you could say. And that's the one thing I think, if you notice what GEC does, is they only have like 100 patterns that they rotate. If you missed a number 38 pattern, wait 2 years, it'll pop up again. It'll have different handles on it, maybe a different style of blade, but the whole shape of whatever it may be, whether it's a muskrat or a, Barlow. People go nuts for the GEC Barlows, and that, Stephen.
For sure.
I got one of the CK, the Mike Latham SFOs, the 77 Yankee Barlow. It's probably worth close to $500 now. And
it is not, is it? Is it worth that amount of money?
Is it worth that amount of money? I would say no, but there's people that are willing to pay that for it.
That's it there.
That's not the SFO. Does it say CK on the blade? PPP?
No.
It was from 2017.
This is I know this is the Northfield, isn't it?
Yeah, I just seen it. I had it right here.
This is a number 77 Northfield.
That's the one.
The Yankee Barlow.
Yeah, right here. I paid $280 for it.
Yeah, I know mine was here, yeah.
It was 2 years ago, but you can see.
Yep.
And these will go, you'll see the CK etch on here.
Right, yeah, I see it, yeah.
Yeah.
And this was made in 2019. Very exquisite spear point on it. And it's basically just African blackwood for the handle. And I don't know if the camera's picking up the striping on that.
Yeah, it is lovely.
But I'm not going to pay that much for. I went $280 on it, just knowing that the price would keep going up. And if you can actually find the Mike Latham SFO Yankee Barlow.
Well,
I know I was lucky enough. I was lucky enough to get mine. Mine was from 2022, and it was expensive for GEC. But it's not the Mike Latham one, but it's the Northfield Barlow.
yeah, I've tried the past year and a half to get my hands on something on eBay between Queen, GEC, all these different ones. They're hard to get.
Yeah. Well,
unless you want to pay right now and pay $300-$400.
Most of what I have is from before everything got popular. I was screaming up and down on my channel to the people that were complaining because they couldn't get a GEC. I said, just go over to Traditional Pocket Knives. Austin over there has a boatload of new old stock Chat and Morgans, and selling them for right around $100.
Yeah, his prices, from what I've seen, are pretty good. The one that the Harvester is about to be released tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah, if I was into that type of knife, I would buy one, but
no.
The drops are just so few far in between now. That seems with any of those. So
I honestly believe, like, I'm a member of the Slip Joint Collectors UK, who are an off run of the USA, Slip Joint Collectors USA on Facebook, and joining that group and getting involved. You can buy the boys sell them on the group, but they sell them at the price they paid for them, or maybe a couple of pound more at most. But you can always get them on there. You mightn't get the latest pattern, but the boys are selling them all the time.
Oh, yeah. No.
But you do have to put the work in. You do have to keep checking constantly.
Yeah, I was lucky that Taz, Andy King, helped me out a lot because I think he has his own Facebook page or his own Facebook group. And he'll if anyone's trying to scalp knives, or what do they call that? Where they boost the price up on it. He'll kick them right. He'll kick them right off out of the group if it's not reasonable. And this Northfield that I got, he found for me. And it actually came from Australia.
Right.
Someone that was in his group. And 280 at the time was probably $60 more than what they actually cost. I think they were MSRP'd at like 220 or something. So
I think mine was about 170 when I bought 170 pounds, that is, which is over the 200.
Yeah.
Dollars. So but you do have to do the hunting. An awful lot of people want them or say they want them, but don't really want to do the hunting, which I can understand. You like to be able to just go and buy one, but it's never going to happen. It's too small a company you can't keep up with that demand.
Right.
Gary wanted to know if anyone has a Northwoods, and I think both of the ones you guys showed, that's a Northwoods knife, right?
No, that's Northfield.
Or Northfield.
No, that's Northfield.
Right.
I've got Northwoods.
Yeah.
There's a Northwood, and here's, funny enough, go ahead.
Okay.
This is the Northwoods here.
Oh, yeah.
And this is where you have the famous butt plug, or arrow, or arrowhead, as they want to call it.
Butt plug, yeah. I guess it could be one.
They keep the harsh finish on the top here from the firing, but it's a beautiful. Actually, I use that. It's just so lovely. It was new when I got it, but I use it. But here's one Warthog. This is a Northwoods that was made by Queen. Yeah. This is when Dave Shirley owned the brand Northwoods, and this is one that he had made by Queen, which is very rare. Now you don't see these about much.
Mama Bear.
Another wee cup of thank you. Sorry, love.
That's beautiful
bone on that. Absolutely stunning bone.
Here's the GEC Northfield or Northwoods. This one I really got lucky. I found this on eBay and actually won it. I put a bid in for 300, but I won it for 220.
Big Bay.
Big Bay Harrison.
Yeah, it's a
Look at the
beauty.
clip on this.
Nice.
Gorgeous.
I
They're
don't
getting-
know. Maybe Gary knows what these are going for, but they're probably over the 400 mark right now if I put it
Yeah,
out there.
he's saying that Northwoods are expensive on eBay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Zen says he knows a very well-known custom knife retailer and former financier tell him that GEC is a better investment than gold.
Yeah, I would say close to that. I wouldn't go maybe gold, but definitely better than keeping your money in the bank and trying to get 0.0001% interest.
Yeah. Oh, you've got strange banks over there. My money never stays in the bank. It goes in a lot.
That's why I took mine out. I was supposed to go. I had a bunch of money in there. I was supposed to go see the world, come visit Ireland. Yeah. And then I just decided, well, it's been sitting in the bank too long and it's not making any money. So I'll buy a bunch of knives. And, of course, I've got the ones like the little old hickory that probably, over time won't make much money. But between my Bokers and some Case and some GEC and Shatton Morgan, I think I did good. I mean, if I put my whole collection up for sale, probably made 30 to 40% on the dollar.
I would say so. Easy, because you've got some cracker knives.
Yep.
But
I would like to
I
spend a
have
week
no
in the
intention
house.
of selling them. I hope when I do pass on that I'm planning to have a charity auction where all the proceeds will go to charities. But I've instructed my little brother, who's going to take over my inheritance, to sell them at less than what I even paid for them. So probably like 70%. He's got the receipts on every knife that I've ever purchased. So something like this that I paid $139 for, which is a Boker Castleberg, he would probably put on the website that he's planning on making for $100. And then all that whole $100 would go to 3 different charities that I haven't quite figured out yet. But one will be for animal rescue, one will be for veterans, and the third would be, what the hell did I have?
Cancer.
Cancer research, yeah. So, but I got to make sure that the charities are giving at least 90% of the money to the cause, because a lot of charities, you got to be careful. You give them money and they end up buying yachts, and
Right. That's true. That's very true.
Well, hopefully that's a long time away, young fella.
Yeah, I'm figuring. Things got a little testy there for a while, but I'm doing good, and I'm hoping to get a few more years out of this, so we'll see what happens. Yeah. I mean, the cancer can pop back at any time, man, but I realize that, but it's kind of the price of life, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Boker rules. I love Boker knives.
I thought you said GEC rules. Now it's Boker rules?
No, that's Zen Ali. Zen Ali's got probably the most prestigious Boker collection you'd ever see. I keep telling you, get your ass on YouTube, man. Show that stuff off. He's into now. He won't even buy it unless it's got stag handles. And
right.
You open up. He shows me. In fact, I'll probably post some pictures. He's got just drawers full of Boker stag handled, and not just regular slip joints. I mean, a lot of lockbacks and the big what's it called, Zen, what's that one you just got, the Davis, the WC Davis? Do you got that one in stag? Because that's a beautiful knife.
Do you know there's a thing I would love to
find it.
If I lived in America, I would start up a knife group Airbnb, where you can take turns going around to people's homes that collect knives, and you can spend a couple of days going through their collection, and then they could come to yours and do the
That
same
could very
thing.
well be a reality.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that would be a marvelous thing to do. Anybody that's just, well, like me, I would love to go and stay at somebody's house. Like Warthogs, I would pay double the airfare to go and stay at his house for 2 days.
You'd be up at the kitchen counter for one day, and then when I start opening the drawers, you'd probably have to stay another couple days for that.
I've seen your wardrobes and your drawers, and let me tell you, I would probably need a week there. I mean, there's much like there's buck. You could go and stay with a buck collector, a GEC collector, and you could get right. What a great holiday!
Yeah,
what a great holiday.
Yeah, it's fun. That's why we all do it, right?
that's right.
It is. I hope sometime in my time, at least, that I'm going to be able to sort out some somewhere that could put us knife livers up in Northern Ireland, where we could hire a hall, and I'd sort it out with the police that we were just going to bring knives, pocket knives to show, and do it properly, you know, and so that each year we could have a meeting and just try to build up that community of knife lovers, because I've found so many people in Northern Ireland since I started now, and I'm now starting to keep in contact with them, and it's building slowly, but it's going to get there.
Yeah, it will.
Well, if you ever make it this way, Stephen, I'll even make you like a sandwich too or something.
Well, as long as you got a cup of tea, I don't care. But
Yeah.
you know, I would love to travel, but my wife won't travel now. She's just not into traveling.
That's the same thing with me now, because I had plans. My heritage is in Ireland and Scotland, and those were two places I really wanted to go see. I still might pull it off because me and my dad been talking about hitting the island or Isle of Man for the tourist trophy race. Yeah, the TT, man. Unbelievable. If you guys are into motorcycle racing, that goes back way to like the turn of the 20th century, the 19th, 1903 or something was the first motorcycle race on that island.
Yeah, I'm going to have you in my channel because especially the TT, I can put you in contact with somebody who's a great friend of Chris Reeve, lives in England, has known Chris, and him and Chris would go to the Isle of Man, the TTs. But I have a really great contact if you ever do get to do that, and he goes every year. Yeah,
no, that's what they say. Once you go, and you always come back. And there's some great personalities there. Mike Dunlop. I don't know if you know him, Patty.
Is that of the Dunlop riding family?
Yeah, the racing family, and then who's the other? That crazy
all from Northern Ireland.
Huh?
They're all from Northern Ireland. Yeah.
Yeah, Northern Ireland, and England, and who's the other guy? God, I had his name at the tip of my tongue. Watch documentaries. The guy is just crazy, but you got to be crazy, kind of do that thing.
I mean, they've lost what three now? Three sons all went.
Yeah, and they continue to race on.
The young boy's still doing. He's doing quite well now. He's starting to hit his march.
Yeah, the one lost his dad and his uncle, and he's still racing. And that's why they never show it here in America. I first got in tune with it back in the early 80s, where you'd have to buy the bike racing magazines because they wouldn't show it. The crashes were too brutal.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're talking 200 miles an hour with no safety. You're just going through towns and woodlands.
Joey Dunlop. He just that's the one you were probably thinking of. Joey Dunlop.
Yeah,
he's probably the most famous. He had the terrible accidents. Sorry, RJ, I've just taken over talking to Warthog. I'm sorry.
I love racing too, so I have no problem. I
I
have planned to go direction, but it's still a good conversation. So we're good.
I hate motorbikes. I have no interest in motorbikes whatsoever. I'm a big scaredy cat.
Well, I join you in that. I'm a big scaredy cat too, so you don't have to worry about that. But I do admire and enjoy watching the guys that.
Yeah. Oh, I like
go
watching
do
it.
Yep. Don't mind watching it at all.
I can tell you a wee story. I was, as you know, I was naval police the last sort of 7 years of my time, and one of my mates was going back. I was stationed at another. I was stationed in Plymouth, and I lived in Portsmouth, and I had to get. I was going on a course, and this fella offered to give me a lift on the back of his bike, and I said, "Well, okay, I'm not a bit nervous on bikes." He says, "Don't worry, it's a big easy rider, it's no problem." And he had a big Harley Davidson, right? Sorry, I'm telling a lie. He had a Harley Davidson after that, but he had a BMW. You know the ones with the big bits of metal stick out the side?
Yeah.
And I says, "Well, what should I wear?" And he says, "Look, put an old pair of overalls on top of your normal trousers and a big heavy coat on top of that, because even if it's warm, it'll get cold." I said, "No problem." But this is going back to the 70s when the shoes that I wore then was platform shoes.
Right.
You know, the big platform shoes. And I was wearing them, got on the bike, and we were driving for about an hour. And my leg, he was a big fella in front of me, and my legs were split wide open. And he said, "You want to stop for a cuppa?" And I said, "Yeah." And we stopped at this little, what you would call like a motel type place. We stopped, and I got off the bike, and I stretched and leant back and went straight over onto my arse in the car park. I had burnt all the heels off my platforms on the exhaust pipes. Completely no heel left.
Guy Martin is the guy I was thinking of.
Oh yeah, he's a fantastic. Yeah, he does some great shows now. If you go onto YouTube, he does some TV shows now where he gets people to soup up tractors for him, and he tries to break the world records on tractors and all sorts. He's a header.
You find a documentary on Guy Martin and just listen to him talk. I mean, he's got the deepest English accent, British accent you ever did hear.
Northern accent.
So I actually had to watch it on closed caption, but that's how deep his accent is. But the guy is crazy. I dropped the link. I don't know if it'll stay in there, but it's a race between Michael Dunlop and Guy Martin. And basically all they do is show one lap. I think it's 28 miles where they go all the way on the island.
No, Guy Martin is a header. He's such a pleasant man, but he's definitely got big cojones, let's say.
Yeah, he's got some beefy ones, I think. No fear, that's for sure.
Thrifty says you and Gene Simmons could be friends with your platforms.
Who's Gene Simmons?
you remember the rock band Kiss with their big platform shoes? Yeah.
All right, yeah. Yeah, I used to have a big silver star on the front of mine. I just thought I was the bee's knees. John Travolta, just. And I was out in the States in '78 when the John Travolta era was all starting. And you had the dance floors with all the different colored squares. Oh, I minced about there like something possessed. 10 pints and the best dancer in the world in my own head.
There you go.
Hey, leisure suits and platform shoes, man.
What did they say? What is that sign? I've seen it before. If I say it wrong, you guys have probably seen it. It says something like beer been helping men dance since like 1873.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure.
Sadly,
Ghost Malone, you said that the tea is different over here in America than over there, but I can get builders over here, so it's not that different.
I never travel without my own Nambari. It comes with me everywhere.
Got bell bottoms with them platform shoes. You gotta
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
Oh, yeah.
bell
Oh,
bottom.
and you had a walk that you had to do with it.
Yeah.
Hey, I wore bell bottoms in the Navy.
Oh
So did
yeah,
I.
that was standard issue there.
Yeah, mine was the 7 creases in and out on front and back. Used to take you
Yep.
hours to get the number 1 uniform ready for inspection. Hours
Yep.
ironing them.
Yep.
Now they've just got a stripe up the center. It's just, and they send them to a dry cleaner. We used to have to wash them in a jaw tub, then dry
Yeah.
them, and then iron them. It's just
I know.
times.
Yep.
My little grandson is on a submarine as we speak now. His first time under the water. He's away just for 2 weeks and his first time, and I can't wait to hear what he thinks of it.
That'll be really interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah,
That's another one of those jobs that I don't think I could do. I don't think
no,
I could.
I
don't
definitely
think I
couldn't.
like that submarine stuff at all.
I got
that's
very
a
drunk
fun
on one once, and that was as close as I ever got to going under the water. There's no way, because their beer was warm. They didn't have a fridge. It was under the seats. It was terrible.
It's almost
Well,
being-
RJ, they say you never jump out? Why jump out of a perfectly good airplane?
right.
That's
what
kind
they-
of like with the submarine. It's like, why do you
Yeah.
want to go on a vessel that's designed to sink?
there you go. Yeah.
No.
So the conditions on the sub, you're saying it was almost like Nelson's Navy.
Now these were older submarines. This submarine he's on now is bigger than the ships I was on.
Yeah.
I was on frigates, and these submarines are just massive now. It's a nuclear.
Yeah.
Completely different navy now. It's just,
It is.
I am just an old relic.
Hey, I served on a lot of ships that were wooden, so I was on minesweepers.
Yep.
I worked on them, but never sailed in one.
Yep.
No, the Victory had just sank before I joined. I never got to get on it.
I toured the Victory. I think I told you that before.
Yeah,
That's very impressive. Very impressive.
You know, the clip point was named after a clipper ships.
Yes,
it?
I learned that out. I watched a
None of
video from a museum curator out in San Francisco that has a
Oh, the
huge,
buoys? Yeah.
and that's what he said, because when you held it up, it looked like the outline of the old clipper ships.
Yeah.
yeah.
You
That
know,
makes sense. Yeah.
Wooden boats of the day, the ships of the day back in.
Yeah.
Yes, between you and us, the Clippers used to go back and forward from the UK to see who could do it the fastest.
Yeah. Yep.
Sometimes it's like that, Jake. He's saying that this is a marathon. It can be that way, but yeah, you get a bunch of guys that enjoy talking about knives and all this other stuff, history and everything. It goes on and on. It can.
Yeah, well, it's
go
going to be getting close for quitting time here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
Usually when we hit 3 hours, it gets a wee bit. We notice the fall off of people listening.
Yes, it's true.
Here, let me
we
leave
can
you
talk
guys
for 6
with
hours.
a very rare case Barlow.
Okay, let's bring this up.
Oh,
Wow.
mama.
That's a beauty.
Wow.
Is that wood, that handle?
Yes.
Oh,
It's,
wow.
it's hand
Gosh.
carved.
Oh,
Well, actually, it's bone, I think. Yes, it's bone.
Wow.
if I wasn't married,
That was
you would
wood,
do.
Only 250 of them. Well, they came in sets, and only 250 sets were made.
Have you ever slept with a sailor, Rick?
Not yet.
I'm coming.
Oh, man.
Already, Rick hasn't even started.
Man, oh man.
I just got up.
Well, you're not going to sleep for my knives. Sleep with me for my knives. That's for
Oh no, it's purely for love, Rick. What sort of a man do you think I am?
Oh, okay. Better at least make me dinner too. Anyway.
Bring some flowers. You know.
Yes.
I'm
All
glad
right,
my
guys.
wife.
Well, it's been great. The chat's been off the hook.
Yes.
Everyone's laughing at that. And no bathroom breaks. Now, Gary, I snuck one in.
What he
Zed,
says,
Zed Ali says he'd rather sleep with a cannibal.
better sleep with one eye open. That's for sure.
You call me whatever you like. Just give me that case knife.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I see another one, I'll buy it and send it to you.
No, I'm only joking.
Can't
Just
have
a
this.
little advice there, Rick. Lock up all your spade blades. He's got a thing for them, and I don't know what it is, but we don't want to find out.
Well, there's a lot of big blades strategically placed in this house, so you know.
Yeah, I lose fingers over
If
there.
you want to walk in unannounced, it could get hairy, especially with my eyesight. Who's that guy? Ugh. So, but anyway,
You're welcome, KJ.
self-defense.
Rick, do you mind if I contact you this week? I'd love you to come on mine and Judd's podcast.
Who?
Myself and Judd. It's another knife lover. He doesn't have a channel, but we have a podcast on a Monday night. Not this Monday, but in the future.
Yeah, we can work it out. Sure, why not?
I'll give you a
I
shout.
enjoyed it. I had more fun than I thought I would, but it's only because I thought I'd be in pain, and you know, when you're in pain, it's hard to have.
Yeah.
You kind of still try and stay cheery, but I'm feeling good now, so I'm ready for all that. And like I said, I wait till I start harassing farmers on the way to see mom and dad. That's when things are going to get hairy.
Definitely looking for that. That'll be fun. That's for sure.
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to call it a night. I think I'm ready as well, if you don't mind.
I'm sorry, Patty. Can you say that again?
You mind if I call it a night as well?
All right, guys. Take care.
Yep.
Okay, Rick.
Enjoyed it all.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you for being on here.
Oh,
And
no problem.
Thank
I'm
you.
not sure how to shut this down because.
Well, here, I'll go ahead and I'll end it here. And then you can mess with it when we get off screen. But thank you, everybody that tuned in. If you stayed for the whole thing, I hope you enjoyed it as much as Rick did. And we will definitely see you. We'll definitely see you next week. You guys take care and stay dangerous, like Ben says.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.